Hello, chat. It is great to see you. Wrong music. Wrong music. Hello. Welcome on in, folks. And Haps, thank you so much. Wow, thank you so much. Welcome on in. We're glad to have. Oh, wait. Ayla, I don't get to do this for you. Hold on. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. Oh my god, thank you so much for rolling. How many people? Oh my god. Hello, welcome. We're glad to have you. I'm really excited for today's stream. Also, I had a great time just hanging out. Okay, I will explain all of it. Okay, I have your data. I don't have all of your data. I have a decent amount of your data. Okay, actually, I was trying to figure out how to kill time before, because like I started at 7 and then I had this really awkward like 45 minutes of, okay, should I like try to cook something or should I work on some other stuff? It's like a really weird chunk of time to work with and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was like, it doesn't hurt to start earlier. Like it's not gonna kill me to start earlier. So it's like, also, thank you so much, Ayla. I greatly appreciate it a lot. Thank you. So, yeah, I was like, why not? But no, this is truly like Zhuni big nerd stream. Okay, I've been explaining this to Ayla all week. I've also been telling management about this. I've been telling anyone who is willing to listen how much time and energy I put into this stream. I don't think you understand how long this has been marinating. Like so long. Like you remember the last time I did my data stream at the 1K like celebration and I said there's some data that I want to collect. I collected the data. I found it and I made it work. But also, okay, but actually though, I also have valid things like my New Year's resolutions. You all have asked multiple times and I will give you the New Year's resolutions. I have New Year's resolutions, I have goals, I have data, but most importantly, most importantly for today, here's the outline of what we're working on. So the year in review. 1, what did we do? Like, what did I do in my year? Also, good night, Martin. Yeah, good night. I know this is your sleepy time. So if you want good sleepy time conversation, if you wait to the chat's year-end review, I can be really monotone and talk about the data and make it really boring if you'd like. But I can also make it really dynamic and fun. So, 1, what did we do this year? 2, the second caption is, don't be sorry, be better. And the reason the don't be sorry, be better is, you know, there's things to be working on. And okay, I understand that God of War, Dad of War is not the kindest way to go about your change, but also it's valid points. Like, just be better. And I will admit, being better is very, very difficult. But at the same time, we can be better. And I'm gonna push myself to be better. So then 3 is like, what kind of content am I gonna be getting? Based on the year in review, based on the don't be sorry, be better, like what am I gonna do this year? And this is also sponsored by management. So thank you management for having this conversation with me. Also Arkham, marinating in what sauce? I've been marinating in literature. A lot of VTuber literature and a lot of other things, but also like what I was planning on cooking. So I really like, let me get through the outline and I'll tell you about what I was gonna make. Chat's year-end review. So Chat's year-end review is basically, I did some really big methodological things. So 1, I'm gonna talk about what method I'm using, which is digital ethnography. 2, what did I do to make this quote-unquote study? Which the study would be, I pulled web scraping, I pulled some structural topic modeling, and epistemic network analysis. Then we're gonna get into the actual analysis, which is descriptive data, chat topics, and then I have made profiles on particular individuals and also particular streams that I really enjoy. And so basically, all of the data that I have is from debut, all of chat's dialogue data, which is holy moly. There's a lot of data. There's 36,062 streams, or 36,062 lines of discourse, and over 81 streams. I can rerun all these numbers to include our most recent streams, but I don't want to do that. Pikmin is also on the list, so we'll get to that. But first off, what was I gonna do with the 45 minutes? Okay, so after I ate dinner, Ayla knows my schedule very well. 5:30 hits, 5 o'clock, I'm like, do I need to start dinner now? So like 5 to 5:30, I'm just like, dinner time? Dinner? Do I start dinner now? Do I work a little bit more? Dinner? No dinner. Or if I'm streaming. And so I ate dinner, I prepped dinner, I made a, what was it? I don't know what kind of chicken it is, but I made some chicken with some angel hair pasta with a little bit of, with like a tomato sauce on it. And yeah, it was really tasty. It took like 20 minutes to make, and I made like a couple of portions. And then afterwards, I did my dishes and stuff. And I was like, that put me at like 6:15, 6:30-ish, or 6:15-ish. And I was like, do I make ginger tea? And so I really enjoy ginger. And whenever I'm traveling, I've picked up honeys from some of those places. And like particularly some of these honeys are really good for sweetening teas. And so I was like, do I want to go ahead and just start blending the ginger and then boil the ginger, but would the ginger sit long enough? But if I started stream, then started boiling the ginger, then my ginger tea is just gonna be garbage. So then I didn't start that, and I just sat here like, what am I gonna do? So then I watched some streams, I worked on some projects for next week, and yeah. So anyhow, that's why I was like that really awkward, and then Ayla was like, Zhuni, I'm gonna raid you, and I'm like, oh, I should start. So then I started, and I was like, this worked out. Also, hello Rabbit Sensei, hello SNES. Yeah, so that's today's plan. For folks who just got here, we're doing our year in review. Don't be sorry, be better, New Year's resolution, and chat's year-end review. Brazmac, thank you so much. Go to sleep. Have fun with the VOD. First off, our year-end review. 1, we made it. We got to monetization. We got to 1K. We grinded so hard, and we made it. 2, I went to a bunch of different countries. Despite missing like weeks of streaming, I was able to still get to monetization of 1K. Like, wow, thank you all. Like, this is truly a thank you all for being here and being a part of the community. And lastly, like, Ayla and I existed. Like, we started existing last year. We're not going to talk about the beginning of the existence, but we existed and we were alive and functioning, and I feel like that's worth noting. So like, we did some cool stuff. Also not included is I biked 75 miles on stream, and like I did some other cool things. But we also played some games and stuff. But yeah, we did cool stuff last year. And I think, okay, yes, we also went to Hooters. We're not going to talk too much about, maybe we should talk about Hooters, but we went to Hooters. I got to hang out with Ayla. Like, despite all the garbage that happened last year, like, I'm not saying last year was great, but we made the best of last year, and we did crap, and we had a good, at least a mildly mediocre year, and we're gonna take that as our dub. We salvaged last year's mild mediocrity, and you know, sometimes mediocrity gets you places, you know. So we just need to exist. So that is, oh, okay, I went to where? So oh, Rabbit Sensei, you mean I went to, yes, that's not on here, but the Hooters story. So Ayla was visiting one weekend, and Ayla and I was gonna drop Ayla off at the airport, and Ayla was hungry, as always. Ayla is usually hungry, not always hungry. Ayla should be getting food. Ayla, go eat. But Ayla and I went to go grab some food, and on the way there, we tried to check out like some of the places that I usually go to. So there's like a ramen restaurant, there's like an Asian place, and all of them were closed on the day that I was taking Ayla to the airport. I guess like I guess Tuesday is just a day off for all the restaurants, or Monday. Oh, it's like Monday's the day off that all the Asian restaurants in my area just close. Don't know why. And so, yeah, I was driving her to the airport. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Maybe we can go get like a hot dog at Costco. I mean, there's Hooters right there. I like want to go to Hooters. And I said this jokingly. I've never been to a Hooters ever. And I was like, Zhuni, let's go to Hooters. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? You actually want to go to Hooters? And she's like, yeah, we're going to Hooters. And really, like the junior that runs in my head was like stopping for a moment, and he's like, bro, what? And we really had to take a moment to process what Ayla had just put out into the universe. And don't get me wrong, I've always been fascinated with the concept of Hooters. In most sports bars, I think it is fascinating. Like, how is the space built? Who visits these spaces? Why are they still in business? Like, is the food even good? I have questions. And so, as a researcher and as the academic I am, I can't let this opportunity pass. But also, I can't be incredibly enthusiastic because I'm Zhuni. I'm like wholesome. I am like, Zhuni doesn't go to Hooters on his own. Zhuni would never do that. I am like the golden retriever of VTubing. That's the kind of persona I want to go for anyways. So Ayla was like, yeah, let's go to Hooters. And so I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. And so we parked at the Hooters, and I reluctantly get out of my car, and I go in, and Ayla opens the door. She's like, let's go, Zhuni. And I'm like, okay, we're going. And then we get into the institution, and in the institution of Hooters, the people that we went like midday on a Monday afternoon. So what was surprising about the people were like, okay, I'm not surprised, but there was like older guys there, older white guys, and there was also like at least streetwise, like street race, I would say like Latinx appearing family. And then there was a dad with his 2 kids. And I was like, fascinating. And as I don't think a lot of Asian people go into Hooters, so that was interesting as like an Asian guy. So anyways, in the institution of Hooters, the hostess then tells us like, just go ahead and pick a seat. And I'm like, okay. And so if you're not familiar with the Hooters, the institutional attire is a very short booty shorts, orange booty shorts, and a orange top that says Hooters on it. And it's a lower cut top that really accents one's breasts, if you will. And so look, it's not that I haven't seen boobs before, all right? I'm a VTuber. I have seen accented breasts before, but it's not like, it's not like Zhuni has never seen such, assets. And so, it's just, I don't usually see that at the dining institutions that I usually go to. So anyways, we take a seat, and the first thing that I see in being seated is, my view is essentially what the Hooters, I believe it's the Hooters calendar girls. And so I see all of the Hooters girls, women, lined up, and like their pictures are lined up, and while Ayla gets to stare out the window, and I'm pretty sure Ayla did this on purpose. Yeah. So I was just really observing this space, like trying to see, like what exactly is the draw. And I understand that scantily clad women are a draw, but not necessarily for Zhuni. Like, Zhuni is an academic, his love is data, his life is methodology, his friends are literature and Ayla and other VTubers. And so really taking this in, Judy's small academic brain is really grinding those gears like, oh, yes, I think I am understanding how the institution of Hooters operates. Now, the other question that I had was, is the food actually good? Because at one point had a coworker who told me the food was actually good. And so I asked our kind hostess, what do you recommend? And so she recommended the chicken sandwich and the fish sandwich. I think that's what we got. I don't know. I think Ayla's a part of the story. She remembers that part better than I do. I just remember like, oh, I don't know what to order. I just need to order something. And so like I got a fish sandwich or a chicken sandwich, and it was good. Like it was genuinely good. Like I truly did not have an issue with it. So like, yeah, the dude with his family eating here, like, you know, if you're here just for the food, it's good food. It's not bad food. I would go back and eat it again. Like it was good food, and I think I have a pretty good gauge of what food is good or not good. As like, you know, I think I cook okay. I cook pretty okay. Like maybe 1.5, maybe like, okay, I'm not like a professional, but I cook. I cook. So anyhow, that is the Hooters. Ayla took Judy to Hooters. And what Judy learned at Hooters is how the institution of Hooters operates, and I got my second question answered, which is the food at Hooters actually good? Which it is. I came out of Hooters with a very new respect for Hooters. Yes. The prices were not bad either. Yes, Rabbit Sensei, I will absolutely, if we ever get to meet, I will happily go to Hooters with you. I'm gonna reevaluate that. I'm gonna reevaluate that one. Yeah, we're gonna reevaluate that statement. Maybe Hooters is one time Judy Hooters is enough. I don't know. The prices. I mean, it's like a typical where I live. The prices were pretty average. It wasn't more or less like. It was pretty average. Like in comparison, we could have went to Costco and said, hey, I'd like to get a hot dog and a slice of pizza. You can never beat the hot dog and pizza slice price at Costco. Always a good deal and fills you up, and it's Costco. You know, we could have also just like went back and gone to get like a whole rotisserie chicken, but that's a lot for Ayla and me. Yes, absolutely for research. Absolutely. Everything is for research and analysis, okay? The reason why I went to Hooters was for research, for science. That is what we're here for. And even when I traveled to a bunch of different countries, for research, not for fun. I would never, actually Australia I did go for research. Like I legitimately went there for research. I had a conference to present at. But like Europe, I was learning about the music, the culture. Iceland, yeah, that was just cold, but it was really nice. So anyhow, we did a lot of cool things last year. Perhaps Hooters was on that list of cool things. I existed last year, and we did monetization. We did 1K. We hit all the big benchmarks in like a year. So yay, props to us. Good job for us. If we ever catch him in a red light district, that's gonna be okay. I've actually, no joke, I have wandered into a red light district on accident, and I had no context. I was visiting a friend in Japan, and he really enjoys walking everywhere. And so one day we were walking back from I forgot where we were walking, and all of a sudden, like, I was like, I really need chapsticks, so we need to find a convenience store. And so like I went, like, we were walking around, and eventually, like, I found my chapstick, but it was near an oddly lit street, and I didn't understand what was going on. Also, at this point, like, when I went to Japan, like, I didn't realize Japan's laws on red light districts. yeah, I just didn't realize the laws in place. And so I was like trying to get a gauge of, oh, if I ever come back to Japan, like what kind of hotel prices can I be looking at? And so as I was walking by, I was like, hotel prices. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. And I asked my friend, like, hey, what are these prices are? Like, what's the price? And he's like, we're gonna keep walking. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, we'll just keep walking. And the guys who are in front of all of these hotels are very nicely dressed in like their suits, and they're looking at us. And like I have a friend who is not Asian. He's like a white guy. So like they would be like, hey, you wanna check this out? And slowly things start processing for me as like, oh, this is that kind of hotel. We should walk faster. And so that's how Zhuni walked through a red light district on accident. But legitimately, all joking aside, I'm very interested in understanding like strip clubs and like strip clubs. Yeah, oh, it's definitely a love hotel. Definitely a love hotel. But like all joking aside, like I think strip clubs are a fascinating place as well. I did not go to the Love Hotel. We walked through the street. I did not keep track of any of the prices. I don't even know where it was, but I will not be going to a Love Hotel. Okay, if you all, okay, there's only a couple scenarios in which I would actually engage in this. One, I would actually go to a strip club if you all wanted content out of it. So I would make it a goal as like something. Zhuni goes and takes field notes and does a research study at a strip club, and Zhuni comes back with his findings. That would definitely be a goal, like a donathon goal. That is the only case that I would do those kinds of things. So maybe one day, like I will actually plan it and actually work it out. No, we are not going that far as female anatomy. No. We are a social scientist. We study social phenomenon. We explicitly understand why people engage in these spaces. We understand the social interactions. What is the fluid of, like, what is the social lubricant that guides people into this space? What are the social tensions, the draws? There is a lot to study within the concept and pull and draw of attraction. So yes, absolutely, like that is a case. And there are actually there are academic studies. I was reading a paper on multi-site ethnographies, and I did find that there is an ethnographer who studied gay men's clubs, and particularly studied fellatio in bathrooms. And so, yes, there are valid ethnographies, social studies, or social sciences studies that look into this phenomenon. And so, yeah, it's as long as I can approach it from like an ethnographic lens, which I will talk about later. It's very, very doable. And I realized that was not the smartest thing to say. I truly use the phrase social lubricants outside of the context of strip clubs and other sex-based institutions, because you know it works. But let's you know what, we're gonna move on. New Year's resolutions. One, I'm gonna try to make more friends. Something, okay. Most VTubers, they'll post like their, oh yeah, I'm looking for friends, etc. Like, comment and post if you want to be friends. And yeah, like blah, blah, blah. There's so many reasons, like something brainworms, like, oh, I don't feel like I'm worthy enough. Like, oh, I don't have a big enough following. Yeah, we're all introverts and we're all socially awkward. But you know, if everyone has the same like excuse to not engage with other people, then like we're all gonna be socially awkward. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to make new friends this year. Like, I feel like at this point, Zhuni exists. He's almost existed for a year, and I really need to get out of my own insecurities and I swear we are wholesome. Okay, look, you all did this. You all talked about Hooters in the first place. I just work here. I am a happy employee of CodeX. I do my research. I get by on my research, and you all bring the anyhow. So yeah, we're gonna make new friends. Second, I have a lot of music-related goals. And so on the next slide, I have broken down the music-related goals because there's actually quite a lot of them. Third, I would like to go do cons, meet and greets and stuff. So I really want to engage with, see you all in person. Like, hi, I'm Zhuni. Let me play rock, paper, scissors with you or something. I really do want to do a con at some point, and we'll see how it goes. But I'd also like, if I could go to a VTuber con or like any con and then present my research. Like, we have our 1K subscriber celebration. We have our Happy New Year. Like this stream, if I put the data from those two streams together, I have a solid study on the experiences of VTubers, particularly as a VTuber. And as I've been doing VTuber literature searches, I have found that there are very few studies on VTubers, particularly from like VTuber studies started coming out 2020-ish, as like the VTuber wave was coming along. And they weren't called VTubers at the time. Prior to that, they've been studies on VTubers were in like virtual avatar. And so VTubers came out as an extension of the virtual avatar universe. And so as I've been reading through these other studies, like the theses, dissertations, and short conference papers, no one has actually gone through the process of being a VTuber and what it means to be a VTuber. What is the experience? Like, what are the brainworms? What are all these things? And these are things VTubers also talk about all the time. Like, big VTubers say like they experience the brainworms, but no one has gone through and sat themselves as a researcher seated in this position to talk about that, which is why I think it's important that not only do VTubers talk about their experiences, but as scholarship and in literature, I have data, I have sources, I have methods to back up how this process worked. And additionally, as an academic VTuber who has gone through this, I know how to write these things, and hopefully I can pull in other people's experiences. And so I'll talk more about that kind of stuff. Also, hello, Click Killers. Yeah, there really should be. I think there's a lot to be learned from VTubers, and particularly like how we build our identities as VTubers. What does it mean to be a VTuber? And like even as the content creator as content creators as VTubers, what does it mean? There's so many questions. There's some on here that did surveys, but not necessarily yes, surveys do exist. People put out surveys. And part of me is like, I would love to go and figure that out. Yes, oh, awesome. I'm happy to poke, like, I don't know, maybe I gotta talk with management about like, you'll see the next slides as to what needs to happen. But also, last thing for my goals is learn okay, sorry, let me get the third con. Let me present my research. I'd love to talk about it. And like all the data that I've collected, like how we've been navigating this whole thing. I think it's something that's worth talking about, and particularly supporting it with data. What in specific would you choose to study? Vijay, that is the second half. I got you. Actually, yeah, we'll talk more about that in the second half of this stream. So the last New Year's resolution goal is learn choreography. I've been doing a lot of biking still. So basically, in my biking, I've been doing this stuff called Zone 2 training for folks who are for folks who do like exercise things. Zone 2 is like the chill, like we're chilling here for long periods of time kinds of exercise. And what the goal of Zone 2 training is supposed to do is it's supposed to build your muscle mass up to help you produce more power with lower heart rates. And so I was thinking, oh, this is probably really good endurance training for like dancing and singing, but I haven't actually gotten to try that in a while. Yes, we had that concert, but I would really like to try again. And so if I can learn some choreography and some dances, I'd love to give it a go. Also, I need to stretch out my hips. Hello, Leah. So I'm gonna find something to learn at some point. But yes, that is also on the list. I'm not going to set a goal of learn like one song a month or something. Oh, I forgot to put something on here. Okay. The other thing, I need to understand why people enjoy smutty fan fiction. I did not put this on my New Year's resolution, but the one thing I want to do is I want to read one smutty fan fiction, because the people who talk about their fan fictions are like very passionate about it, and I need to understand the experience. This is truly for research. So at some point, I'm going to put out a Twitter call, and it's going to be, please send me your smuttiest fan fiction. And I'll give it one read, and that's it. And we're gonna be done, and I will talk about it. Look, there are plenty of aspects of the VTuber experience that, I feel, okay, the reason for this goes back to understanding the VTuber experience, okay? Some VTubers are very passionate about their smutty fan fiction, and there's like a whole body of people who talk about that. I'm not gonna, I don't even know what my preferences are. Like, bruh, I read very vanilla things. I don't, okay. And so what I'm gonna do is at some point, I will put the call out there and I'll say, just drop your fan fiction and I will pick one randomly. I don't even know what my preferences are. I don't even know what kind of fan fiction there is. But before I knock it, I need to understand. It's truly about understanding the experience. I rather than going through life as like, oh yeah, I think that's weird, or like, before adding value additive statements to things, I feel like I ought to give it a try. Okay, there's some things that you don't give a try. There's truly some things you don't give a try, like drugs. Hard drugs, don't recommend. I've never done that. And like, okay, if we're doing like a breakdown of what I read 99%, 95% academic papers, academic books. 5% is the one book that I'm reading right now that is not academic. And that is Welcome to the Hyunnam-dong bookshop, which is about this salary woman who makes a lot of money and then drops everything to open a bookshop. And so, anyhow, so like, that's like my reading, and I think I should experience it at least once. After I experience it once, I'm gonna move on, and we're gonna put that down, and we're gonna say, this was my experience. I will talk about it on a stream, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But the main focus is, I am an academic at the heart of it. My goal as an academic who does social science work is I look to understand why and how people operate in their spaces. And it is not for me to say what is odd or not odd. It is for me to objectively, as objectively as possible, to understand what is the draw, how does the space operate, what are the rules in which they operate, and to make that clear to other people. That is what social science research does. If you look at other traditional ethnographies, if you look at urban ethnographies, if you look at digital ethnographies, that is what social scientists do. They go into these spaces to understand how these spaces operate. And as odd as some of these things are, there are spaces to get to learn about these things. Also, hello, Ranky. And so as like leaning into who I am as an academic, I think if I really want to understand what it means to be a VTuber, it means to consume as much of the culture and to experience as much of the culture as I possibly can. And like to understand what are the references that people are making, to understand what's the discourse, the language that they have that builds the culture of this space. And I say culture very, very broadly, as culture can be everything and nothing at the same time. But for a facet of the VTubing space, smutty fan fiction is a thing. So all this to say, number 5 is not on there, but I will spend time to read 1 to have better context. Now, specific music goals. Okay, so 2 is music related. And so I have a bunch of goals in terms of music. 1, I've divided the music goals into 3 categories: performance, analysis, and production. Music performance, also have a good study, SNES. So performance. Music performance is what I consider anything that I do live. So for example, that could be playing piano, that could be beatboxing, that could be vocal work. But I realized I've been letting go of my piano skills. And so when I visited home, I found some old musical scores of pieces that I really enjoyed. One of them is Beethoven's Pathetique Sonata. And so let me see if I can pull out the keyboard for this. I did not set up everything for it, but the Pathetique Sonata is gorgeous. Let me go ahead and play you a brief excerpt from it. Oh, sorry, it's unplugged. Sorry, here we go. Yeah, actually, let me just get it out. Ugh. Sorry, hold on. The Pathetique Sonata. Yeah, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty piece. And so I want to finish learning the second movement of that. I have most of it learned. It's just I need to refresh myself. I used to actually be able to play this, most of it, or at least the second movement. Like it was something I worked on a lot. The other one that I want to learn is, hold on, Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C# minor. Oh, it's so dramatic. There's that piece as well. Yeah, Pathetique is used in a lot of different contexts. The other thing I want to do with these is like, what if you slapped on a beat? I feel like if you added some lyrics to that, added a rap, like you could make some interesting music from that. And so that will go into some of my other goals. But that is one of the things I want to do. I want to get back into those 2 pieces. Maybe a stream, just practicing, and I also want to take them apart. But let me finish with the performance side. Let me get the BGM back on. 2, I want to learn some idol and anime music. Instead of me just playing it by ear, I actually want to go through the music. So over here, you can see Hare Hare Yukai. Yeah, so there's some old stuff. There's also, when we started, Idol. I still need to learn that song. I practiced it for a little bit and I just, so yeah. In terms of other things for music performance, I said when I debuted I wanted to learn stuff in other languages. I did not do that at all. Like, I just stopped. And I really want to get back onto learning other songs in other languages. Like, I really do want to learn more Japanese. Like, I want to learn the sorry, it is a da 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 da. That song. I really do want to take time to learn that song. But Japanese is bad and I actually can't produce that at all. So I also want to get more comfortable with my vocal range. So as I've been learning, I've been doing more covers, I've been finding my range is actually not as comfy as I'd like it to be. My range is actually much down here, even though my talking voice is like talking. Sits around here. My talking voice sits around here, which is B1, 2, 3. So my talking range is around here, but my actual singing, the stuff that sounds, well, I can stretch my voice to I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright. Like that, this range I think should be used more exclusively, because down here, this is like this is like comfortable. Like I don't have to stretch, it's not too low, and it lets me like sit in that area. So this year I want to try to do a better job of being comfortable in that range and writing stuff more here instead of here. Because right now, like even when I did my debut songs, I did them in this range because I wanted it to be belty. But when I do this stuff in this range, it exhausts my voice much earlier. And so your throat, very much like any other muscle, needs to be trained. And of course I can keep practicing, but I can also destroy it that way. And so much like cycling training, like yeah, I have to like find the quote unquote zone 2. I need to strengthen that muscle. And right now, if I keep doing what I'm doing, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to work the way I want it to. So I want to start utilizing my lower range more often. So even like woman, like just do what what's his face does. Like just being able to talk through the words and like make it sound good. So in terms of music performance, basically I've got some songs I'd like to learn. I'm also gonna try to get more into idol and anime. I mean, like I listen to a lot of anime music already, but like actually learn the vocals for it. Sing in some different languages, like Korean, cause I should learn that. And get more comfortable with my vocal range. In terms of analysis, so other things I want to do this year with analysis is I've realized as I started producing music, there's some things I don't understand in terms of the theory. So what am I listening for exactly? So I know like we talk about the 2-5-1 turn a lot. But there's also other techniques that a lot of idol music does really well, and it's wild. Like I don't think you all understand how hard idol music goes in terms of chords. Like they do some crazy goddamn crap. Like it does not make sense. Like even Yaasobi's idol, do you understand that she just tosses in key changes? Like, you know, oh, I'm Yaasobi, I'ma just toss in this key change because why? It makes sense with the lyrics, but also I'm fucking Yaasobi. I'll change the key whenever I want. But also J-pop just changes keys. Like how? Why? So, you know, basically if I play like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, let me turn the BGM off. Let me turn it off. Okay. So if I'm taking like a does that not jar your ears? But also it's intentionally done? Yeah. I really want to look into that more. Anyhow, so other terms of analysis. So I've started to learn that in like music production world and like when I'm making stuff, there is specific piano things I can play and listen for, but there's also the way that the music is produced. So for example, I can toss filters on to when I'm talking to make myself sound more crisp, etc. There's actually plenty of filters on right now as we speak. And so the way that you hear my audio is filtered. It's not like auto-tuned or anything, but the way that audio engineers can create space with the tools that they have, I think is really, really fascinating, and I just don't know enough about. This year, I've picked up a lot of tools to be able to understand, to dabble in this stuff, but I don't necessarily have the right words. And this goes even to like social science work. If I'm describing an environment that I'm in, like if you look at something, you can say, oh, this evokes feelings of passion, evokes feelings of sadness. It evokes a certain kind of feeling. And what I've learned with audio engineering and audio work is like, I can't just say, I want this wavelength to look like this. Like you can, that is one doable way. But also what's more important is, as Ayla would say, how does it make you feel? And those words of describing the feelings are important to being able to engineer well. Like when I first started to learn about the world of audio editing and engineering, it's like you just gotta listen and train your ear. And I didn't understand it at first, but I really do get it now. You really do have to expose yourself to a lot of different audio environments. And so now, like even I go to class, I've been to classical music concerts, I've been to like small concert venues, I've been to large concert venues. And what really, of course they all have their own ambiance, they have their own feels, but all those things really make an audio set. And so when I am now writing and now analyzing things, I really want to have better words to be able to describe the audio engineering. So for example, if I'm listening to something, does it create space? Does it create a feeling of closedness? Like, does it feel like it's a muted room? Does it feel like it's padded? Does it feel like it rings? I don't want to just necessarily say reverb, but how does it reverb, right? Reverb can mean so many different things. It can be a warm reverb. It can be a soft reverb. It can be a harsh reverb. Like, there's a lot of ways to describe the different sounds that people have. And there is, I think, there is a set language to understand and describe these things to another producer. In the same way as like some artists would say, I'm looking for this color palette, I want to evoke these feelings and etc. And they understand each other. I don't have that language yet to be able to describe exactly what kind of sounds I'm looking for, but that's why I want to learn and get better at that. And so that goes into my next point, ear training. Ear training in this case is not just, can I identify what an octave is? Like that's an octave, or like a sixth. Minor, major third, minor third, right? Like those are ear training. That is ear training that's important. Like, can I identify rhythms? Those are all important things for understanding, like picking out quarterly what the theory is. All important, but also ear training is understanding what kind of audio that I'm working with and how do I recreate that. And so, of course, at the end of all this analysis is like, listen to more music and practice these skills. Who can I talk to? Like who is a discourse buddy to have this conversation with? And now, of course, analysis is important. But at the end of the day, to really solidify what I've learned, I need to be able to produce these things. And so when I hear these audio effects, can I reproduce it with the tools that I have, or at least get close? And so some of my other goals are like produce a full song from start to finish. It may not be great, and I'm not expecting perfection, but can I go through tuning? Can I go through tuning, timing, mixing from start to finish? Can I do that? Is it something I can work towards? And so I do have some songs on backlog that need cleaning up, but like they are things that I'd like to work on, and also it lets me practice them. I also want to start being more brave and asking questions from people who actually know what they're doing. A lot of kind people in the VTuber community and like the producing, I believe they are the Yotaite community, have like reached out and like, hey, if you need help, just let me know. And I appreciate you greatly, a lot. And so I want to start utilizing that. I have been very hesitant to do so because mad cause bad. I do have a lot of questions, and I feel like I'm asking silly questions. But also in the same way that I say there's never a silly question, there are questions that you can look up the answers to, and you don't need someone. But what makes having people around and asking questions is that you don't have to be able to phrase it right. Like when you look in Google and try to find something on Stack Exchange, Google don't talk. Like you have to phrase it right and you have to know what you're asking. And what the benefit of having another human being answer questions for you is they help you work through those ideas. They are a thought partner. And so I want to do a better job of being being in conversation with others and having thought partners. And so in the goal of being able to produce a full song from start to finish, reuse, yes, is an individual. I do want to write an original song from start to finish. I want to write lyrics, everything from scratch. I'm not sure if that's like a one song this year or a couple songs, but I want to get original music out there into the universe. Yes, Google does give some strange answers sometimes. So to just recap all the specific music goals, there are a lot of them. Some of them are more doable than others. And these are all things I want to work on. But I also tell you these things because as I go back to being an academic, an academic who teaches, it's not only I want to learn these skills, but how do I communicate what I've learned? And oftentimes when you are learning and when you are engaging in the learning process, teaching other people helps reiterate what you've learned and to solidify and show or like even work through the ideas. And I really emphasize asking people questions who actually know what they're doing as like being in thought partners and thought engagement. And that's really important to me as an academic. Like you don't publish papers, just for glory. Like you publish papers and you get research out there to have a conversation. Twitter literally exists so you can have not only have conversations, it's like to get your name out there as well. The purpose of Twitter, X. The purpose of X is like can be a soundboard. It also can be your worst echo chamber. So those are like some of the things I'd like to work on. And in doing so, don't be sorry, be better. This is a couple of things. So one thing I've realized this year is I really have no brand. So I also pull from the Lethal Company collab. If you go to my stream at 2 minutes and 52 seconds after I introduce myself and go through all the things that I do, Carrot says, "You're so random." Also, my meeting with management. We need to trim the fat to get to the heart of your content. Management 2024. Really want to emphasize the heart of my content. And so really what you've gotten this year is Zhuni is basically like a box of chocolates. You truly don't know what you're going to get. Are you going to get some random game? Is Zhuni going to make another short with like another random song? Truly, Zhuni has no consistency whatsoever across topics. And so yeah, we kind of have a general trend. If something big happens in Zhuni's life and he has enough data, he'll do an analysis stream on it. Sometimes, at some point, he did anime analysis. But really, there's like a very broad range of what Zhuni has covered. And so, really going back to the conversations that we had on, what are my New Year's resolutions? What have we done? If we go back and try to water down who is Zhuni and what I do, like first off, the one thing I always emphasize at all my streams is teaching and growth mindset. And yes, that is something I do. Like even when we're playing games, it's like it's not about being good, it's about having a good time and about learning. Even when we're talking about data, it's about introducing these concepts to you so you can learn and so we can learn together. The other thing is I am very, very interested in music. Again, like it's not the main focus point, but like I really, really enjoy it. It's something I wish I had more time to engage in, and being a VTuber and being in this space really gives me the opportunity to continue to learn about those things. And so the other thing is like, yeah, Zhuni does analyze things. I guess one of the things I do well is really pulling apart concepts and being able to describe them in a palatable way. And I'll do my best in being able to explain them and to make it simple. And yeah, if we go back to the heart of most of my streams and my content, which this is a content analysis, and if I could, I would just go through my discourse and be like, oh, this is what Zhuni has done and hasn't done. But in these forms of analysis, like it's about extrapolating information, understanding the concepts, and being able to tell what that is. So yes, Forrest Gump concept. Zhuni is like a box of chocolates. I truly don't know what you're gonna get. Like even today, did not think we were gonna go on that tangent at all. Should talk to management about that. And so what does that mean? How do I portray my vision for next year as being a VTuber? One, I am the academic VTuber. Sure, I beatbox, I do music, but at the end of the day, what I do is I explain what goes on behind the curtain, whether it be in music, whether it be through data, whether it be like whatever topic I decide to pick, primarily music and video games at this point, is like, what's going on behind the scenes? What makes the music that you're listening to compelling? What makes you continue to want to do this stuff? Like want to listen to it? Why is it an earworm? Is it because of a particular chord progression? Is it because of a particular sound and how audio engineering has been working? Two, I learn with people, and that's what I've been talking about from the very beginning of these streams. Like from day one, from debut, I've always said we're here to learn together and have a good time. And so I really want to emphasize that we're here to learn. And so in that sense, I also have to be more open and forgiving with myself. Advice that I get is a good dissertation is a done dissertation. I am not going to be perfection. I probably will never, actually most likely, never achieve perfection. I will never make a track that is edited that 100% of people like. I will never be able to like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna be able to make a good track, but the point is I'm going to learn, I wanna be able to pull the curtain behind what exactly are these things. And even if it's through music, if it's through like offering my perspectives on, you know, like the shows that I watch, what makes it a compelling show, I'm more than happy to do that. But in doing so, I really want to focus my content on music and analysis as the academic VTuber and understanding social phenomenon and what makes it fascinating. So the plans for this year are music streams. I keep saying this, and with the way that I've divided music streams, as we have performance, analysis, and production, I plan on doing more of each of those kinds of things. I plan on doing more production, analysis, and performance. And so, in doing so, next week we'll have our first music analysis stream. We're gonna be listening to Suisse. And before the management told me to do this, like management said, go listen to Suisse and go talk about it. And so I listened to one song and I kind of love it. And so I am very excited to go through some of her songs, and one, we're gonna analyze them. We're gonna go through some of the music theory. I'm going to try to pick apart and understand some of the audio engineering. I'll do my best to like play some of it, but really we're gonna do some music analysis. And then after that, the week after that, I realized I actually have to make a new BGM because I keep getting copywritten for my the current BGM. So the current BGM is going to go, and I'm going to write a new BGM. So that will be our music production and also performance. And so hopefully we'll also have some more music performance as I'm practicing things and working through things. I might do some subs just practicing and hang out with me while I practice. Because there are songs that I want to learn and I want to make that open. Yeah, Vijay, same thing. I just know Suisse is really popular. And management was like, listen to them, analyze. And so that's where I am. The other thing planned for this year is quality over quantity. Zhuni sustainability, in short. Unfortunately, music production and music performance is an art that takes a lot of time. And even though, yes, I'm putting out these shorts every week, it does take a lot of time. And rather than just filling the content that I have with like, oh, here's just another video game stream where I'm yelling at academia because it's focused on making profits rather than teaching, I want to make sure that I can sustain the practice. And so we'll still have 2 streams a week. I'm not taking that away, but we'll have less shorts. I'm not saying shorts are going away, but we are going to have less shorts, and shorts that are more meaningful in terms of quality and content. And this will allow me to focus on some of the other stuff. For example, like even the data analysis streams, they take, it's like a full week of work. Like it is a long time. Like today's stream, I've worked on almost straight for like a week. I've been getting in some of my writing, but this is truly like a labor of love and a passion project. like making full productions, like I can get ideas out very quickly, but to really polish and make sure these ideas work really well takes a long time. And so that's why this coming year, we're gonna do 2 streams, and I'm really gonna try to lean more into music streams because I do wanna consume more music, listen to music and be able to give feedback on it. But also at the same time, I wanna be able to make sure that we have some games. So games are not going away. Despite as much hate as management gives me about my ability to play Horizon Zero Dawn, I would like to finish the game. I'm sorry, management. I appreciate you so much. I do want to make sure I get through my gaming backlog. So that doesn't mean games are going away. We're still going to play Horizon Zero Dawn, but at the same time, we will fill it with other stuff. So next week, I have a lot of fun. Like, friends, juniors, I actually have next week planned out. Like, no joke. I don't have to write on Sunday. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to stream. I have the schedule for next week, and I will get waiting rooms up maybe after this stream. And I hope you're excited for next Thursday, because I realized next Saturday, I'm actually flying out to France. And I was like, so we're going to have a special guest, hopefully, share about France and teach me some basic French. Because in my research on France so far, I have found you should probably learn some French so French people don't hate you. I at least need to give my bestest to say, I tried learning French. So, bonjour, merci beaucoup. I don't know how to say where's the toilet. I don't know how to say how is the toilet. But we're going to talk a little bit about France. I also have a schedule built out, and we're going to have someone, a particular individual, rate some of the things that I have on my schedule. Trust me, I'll take many pictures. And even the week after that, already planned. Like, I have crap planned. This is New Year, new Zhuni. I'm just saying, like, we're gonna be okay. So, basically for this year, this coming year, anyway, the French are gonna hate you. That's fine, that's fine. I've come to terms with the French hating me. But I'm gonna do my best to mitigate the hate as much as possible. I'm gonna do my best to say, like, I tried. I didn't try hard. Like, I was thinking maybe like we just do a Duolingo stream, but truly, Duolingo in the next week is not gonna save me. As much as I've studied languages, 1 week is not going to save you. You need months. You need at least a semester if you want to be semi-functional. And I just need to know where the bathroom is. I just need to know how much this purchase costs. I need to say thank you for this meal. I appreciate it. I have a couple things. Okay. So of course, I'm gonna see the Eiffel Tower. I'm actually doing a day trip to go see Mont Saint-Michel. Mont Saint-Michel, for those who are not familiar, I played Civilization 6, and I saw Mont Saint-Michel as as a monument, and I was like, oh, I want to go see that. Ben, I'll be visiting. Hello, Ben. I'll be visiting France in like a week and a half, and I need to prepare. And the French will hate me because I don't French. So we're going to hopefully have a guest next week tell me about France. I've done research. I booked a ticket to go visit Disneyland Paris with a friend. So I'm gonna go with a friend to go see Disneyland Paris. Shut up! I know. Why is Zhuni going to Disneyland Paris? You know what? Don't judge me. I can do what I want. It's actually cheaper to go to Disneyland Paris than it is to go to Disney World or Disneyland California in the United States. It is so much cheaper. Actually though. So that's why I'm going. Don't judge me. So anyhow, things are planned for that day. And I'm really looking forward to this year as focusing and really trimming the fat on the content that I have and working on the quality and the heart of what we do here. And going back and re-emphasizing that teaching and growth mindset, an interest in music and analysis in all forms, and being the academic VTuber, and being okay with being imperfect. a good dissertation is a done dissertation. In the same way, a good Zhuni is a Zhuni that gets the content out there. I don't judge for going to Disneyland. Good. I feel bad. I feel better. Oh God. Okay. So wow. Also, hello, Danny. Welcome on in. This is what I'm most excited about. Okay. I have done a 2023 chat year in review. Okay. What I did was I found, okay, so let's go back. Let's it's a bad zipper scratch. Let's rewind back to the 1K celebration when I said like, oh, I'd love to make a social network based on like all the conversations that you all have. Like if I could get a hold of the chat data that you all have, I would be so powerful and I could make some crazy graphics and do some crazy analysis. And you know what I did? You know what I did? I did it. I found a package and I got the chat data. I pulled all the goddamn chat data and I did a fucking analysis. Now I can say, chat, you want to know what you did this year? You want to know how much you did this year? Do you know how we've built this community in the past year? I can tell you in numbers and in pictures. Oh my God. I don't think you understand how excited I am right now. Oh my God. So hold on. Let us begin with a goddamn research question. What does chat talk about? More broadly, when we talk about what does chat talk about, the research question is, what is the chat culture specific to Zhuni's stream? In more simple terms, in Patrick terms, who are you people? And trust me, you are okay. You are good people. I have evidence to show you are good people. Just scratch the parts that, I can't scratch those parts. So let's start with a theoretical framing, okay? Because as I've mentioned here multiple times, Zhuni, what's an ethnography? Why do you want to go to a strip bar? Why do you want to go to Hooters? Why do you want to experience all these things? Let me tell you why I want to do this. Let's talk about ethnographies. So, ethnographies. Ethnographies come from the field of anthropology. Anthropology is the study of culture. Danny, I'll say meow one more time. Meow! I'm sorry. Meow. So anthropology is the study of culture. Anthropologists don't just study old dead things. There's cultural anthropology, there's biological anthropology, there's lots of forms of anthropology. And from the field of anthropology came ethnography. And traditionally how ethnographies were done were a student would go into the field for 5 whole goddamn years and study a culture. And in these spaces, they would learn the culture, they would embrace the culture. Some people would lean into it and understand what's going on and immerse themselves in the culture, while other ethnographers sat on the outside. And so generally in the field of ethnography and the methods of ethnography, it focuses on a single culture and a specific structure within that culture and methodologically requires some kind of thick description. Now, thick description is essentially being able to describe something where the people who are receiving that information are able to experience it themselves. So for example, remember that story about Hooters that I told you about? Let me give you 2 examples on the story of Hooters. One that goes through thick description and one that is in thin description. Thin description would be, I walked into Hooters. I saw a woman in an orange pair of shorts that were approximately X inches long, and her top was an orange top, and Danny, please stop spamming. Her top was approximately a medium, etc. And so, one second. So in doing so, in that description of Hooters, you basically got the basic information that mentioned the basic piece that you need to know, but you don't have any context around what made the experience. Like, you have no idea of like how Hooters was looking. You don't have any idea of the ambiance. There's nothing that gives you a strong description about how I felt, or not only how I felt, but how the space was experienced, versus if you compare that description to what I gave you earlier about Hooters. So in the field of ethnography, ethnographers study the environment, and field notes generally can be just short descriptions, but when I actually write my observations and my findings, they need to be able to give you an understanding of the space and how I went about and navigated that space. So ethnographers focus on field work with participant observations using their own experiences and observations. Ethnographers learn the culture from being in the field, known as an emic point of view, in contrast to an eidic point of view, which the idea is that the ethnographer brings into the field. So for example, in VTubing, I bring in the concepts from academia. So for example, when I read through anime, I bring in a lens that I understand, that are shaped from my background experiences. Versus if I am reading from like Spy Family, maybe the author has different concepts around what is going on. And so why I present this first study as an ethnography? Because I am Zhuni Excel, the academic VTuber. In doing so, part of the reason why I started streaming was because I wanted to understand what is the draw of VTubers. But at the same time, in doing ethnographic work, it's about understanding the connections between people. When we build connections and build connections between concepts and ideas, we continue to build thick description. And this is a bit divergent from typical fields of ethnography, where the ethnographer just does things on their own. Multi-sided ethnography looks to understand the connections between people. And so that's why in this work that we're doing together, it's understanding the relationship that we have together, but also the relationships that you all have with each other. Because those spaces together build who we are as juniors, as the classroom and lab assistants of the junior space. And that's why ethnography is important. I'm not gonna say we are doing ethnography. If I was doing a true ethnography as a VTuber, I'd be taking weekly field notes or daily field notes every time I stream, or even after every day, because the constraints around of what is the VTuber space is difficult to discuss. And there is a growing field of digital ethnographies, also known as virtual ethnographies. But in the building what it means to be an ethnographer and a VTuber, no one has done a specific VTuber ethnography or used ethnographic methods as a VTuber. And that's what makes this particularly special. And as participants as chat, being in the space together, it's also really fun to look at what you all have said and done. So what did I do to get all of this information, and how exactly does Zhuni apply this concept of ethnography? And also, why is Zhuni passionate about this? At the core of what I do, let's go back to what Zhuni's brand is. Zhuni's brand is analysis in all forms, learning and growth. And I just really enjoy learning and analysis and understanding. It's just something I do. I don't know why. It tickles my brain to know what goes on behind the scenes. Like, to know I can do that. I can try that. I can build that if I understand how it works. And sure, I might not be able to. Like, you can, theoretically, I can see, okay, I need this, and this to make sure that I am super successful. But if I practice those things and I apply them, it might not work. And so, yes, I just love learning. I love learning. I love being able to have like conversations on analysis. But I will say, when I do my research conversations, it's not just about having, like, let's not argue for the sake of argument. I think there are some concepts that can be argued for the sake of arguments. Also, yes, cite your goddamn sources. But as we go through things, like, I want you all to discover, as other ethnographers would say, there is so much fascinating things even in the mundane. How do you make the ordinary extraordinary when you wake up every day and you walk to go get socks? If I were observing that from the outside, I would ask, why the fuck are you getting your socks first? Why are you getting socks? Like, what draws you to get socks first? Why not go get some water? Why not brush your teeth? Why not do 1,000 other things? Why are you getting your socks first? Like, what degree of comfort do your socks give you that draws you to that? And so when you think about the social world that you live in, it's fascinating. It's truly fascinating. It's not just psychology. Sociology is about studying culture and how people engage and work in those spaces. And so that's why like ethnography is fascinating. And like, it just makes me excited. So how did I go about this next process of looking at chat? And so when we look at chat, what I did is I did some web scraping. And so web scraping, for those who are not familiar, is you go through the you basically go through a web page and you find what's online. Theoretical framework is a foundational review of existing theories that serve as a roadmap for developing the arguments you'll use in your own argument. Yeah, that's how theoretical frameworks work. Explain. So theoretical frameworks. Basically, in some fields, the theoretical framework and the literature review can be combined. In my field, we separate the theoretical framework from the literature review. And the reason we separate it is because the theoretical framework are the different theories that are necessary to understand how I'm framing my argument, versus the literature review is all the literature that's important to understanding the topic that I'm researching. So for example, if I'm researching VTubers, my literature review would include all the theory, or all of the studies that have been done on VTubers and what are the current trends, current findings in the field of VTubing. Now, my theoretical framework could be different. Yes, I can pull from theories of identity development for VTubers. Let's say that that exists. It does not exist at this point. And that could be a theory that I draw from, but that would also be important literature to provide context as to what research has been done on VTubers. Versus the theoretical framework in this case is I'm framing the study from an ethnographic lens, being as I create information, I am working in my community and I'm working in the cultural space to understand how VTubers create who they are. And so theoretical frameworks and literature reviews can have a mix, but they can also be very separate entities. So there's that. But methodologically, what I have done, I have scraped YouTube. And oh my God, is that hard. Like, I hate YouTube. Google makes it so difficult to be able to piece together any kind of data. Like, it took me forever to be able to even pull my titles. If you want to like use Google's API, like, you should use Google's API. If you use Google's API, you can get a lot of information, but it also costs money to pull data using Google's API. And I don't have like a set amount of research funding every month. So the R package, Danny, please don't spam. And also please be respectful to those in chat. R packages that I've used to be able to do this analysis are RVest, the Tidyverse, and RENA. RENA is what I've used to visualize discourse patterns. Tidyverse is what I use to clean the data, and RVest is what I've used to scrape the data. There's also a Python package that I use that helped me pull apart the data, and the package is Chat Downloader. So the methods that I've used for this analysis are: one, structural topic modeling. I'll explain it. I'm gonna be frank, I don't really get it either. I have a very a traditional perspective on data analysis, but the only reason I'm using structural topic modeling is because, one, I had a week to do this, and two, because there's a lot of data. I cannot, like, if I wanted to read every single chat and then categorize it, it'd take a lot longer than a week. Epistemic network analysis is a really great visualization tool to understand differences across discourse. And I've also included a social network analysis, because there are some things that discourse analysis will not capture. Discourse analysis does not capture the relationships between different people, versus in my social network analysis, we are capturing the differences across people. So let's start with how much data is there that I'm working with. So one, you know, Zhuni's a data scientist, but R. So how much data is there? So one, these are the total, this is a histogram of the total number of messages that are sent by individuals. And so most people, this first bin is like 1 to something, the second bin, etc. There are 400 people that have sent minimally 1 message. There's a handful of people who have sent more than 4,000 messages. In this, there's a total of 36,062 lines worth of chat messages that I'm going through. The reason why I cannot actually go through and I can't actually go through all that data by hand and code every single one of it. Like, I just can't. Can I use ChatGPT to code through it? Some studies in the field of quantitative ethnography have made a case, yes. As a traditional qualitative researcher, I still don't believe that we should be passing all of the work onto, just specifically to algorithms to code through. I think there is importance that human coders have, and there's a lens that we bring in. And so why not MATLAB? I don't know how to use MATLAB. I use R. I wasn't trained in MATLAB. So this is a histogram. Again, this is called a histogram. A histogram shows the spread in your data. And this is the spread of the number of people, number of chatters that we have, and how many chats they have sent. And so this chat shows that 1 or more people have sent 400 people have sent minimally 1 message. There's a couple people who have sent more than 4,000 messages. And there's a handful of people who sit in the middle. Usually when you look at these graphs, you want like a nice histogram that looks like that. That's called a standard curve. But this data is very skewed to the left. And the skew to the left is because there's a big thing here. So if I were to draw, can I draw on this? I can't draw on this. But you want this to look like a normal distribution. This is not a normally distributed piece. And so what this means is, just a lot of people message once and peace out, or like 5 times. My past experience of R has been dreadful. Was helping a friend who needed it for his bachelor's. Yeah, so R as a language, this is a complete aside. R as a language is basically written for academics who just want to get crap done. And getting crap done is what we do. It's not a smart programming language. Like, if you try to go from R to any other programming language, it sucks. Like, even the way that I was taught, I don't have a really good understanding of taking apart dictionaries and lists in Python, which is why I had to go into like the command prompt to sort through and run some of this code. And so, yes, academics who use R are not data scientists. Data scientists can do crazy crap. I am here to provide analysis and visualizations and connect it to theory and ideas. While sometimes I do need to pull a data scientist hat or like a data engineer hat, it doesn't mean that I'm an expert. I have to do a lot of extra work to get there. So let's start with what exactly did I stream? So to provide context as to what conversations were had, let's just start with what I streamed. This is every single content area that I have streamed. So for the most part, I have done 9 streams of Pokemon. I have done 8 streams of Tears of the Kingdom. I have done 5 Pikmin streams. I have done 3 Zatsus, 3 Tetris related streams. And then after that, everything is like a one-off. So with that being said, I probably should finish Pokemon because we're at part 9. Tears of the Kingdom was long because I was excited about that. I also have a typo. Ignore the typo. But there's also a lot of one-off games that I do. I did not categorize all of our things together. These topics. So if you look at my title, there's a little bracket. And the bracket is basically what I pulled to get this, to get all the titles in of what I've been streaming. And so you can also see there's 1 music learning, which we're gonna increase that one later. We have 1 Mario Kart. Oh, I have Mario Kart 8 collab, Mario Kart 8. There should be 2 Mario Karts. I've done a couple, so Mario Kart 8 collab and Mario Kart 8, but I actually haven't done that many Mario Kart streams. I've only done 2. Even like if we go through here, there's a couple karaokes. I think I need to go back and clean through this, but there's some stuff that can be cleaned up. But for the most part, there are a lot of one-offs, a lot of one-offs. So yeah, basically Pikmin 4 is up there. Truly, there should be more Pikmin. Like, if I had my way, we would just be playing Pikmin. I still want to play Pikmin 1. I did not buy Pikmin 1 and 2 yet, and I still need to get that. But yeah, this is everything that I streamed this last year. So the next question is, where did you all engage in chat? So this stream is, this basically tells you, I took every single chat message from each stream and made a total amount for that. So, because I streamed the most Pokemon, it would make sense that we have a lot of people who talked about Pokemon streams. And so Pokemon chat makes up more than 4,000 of our of the chats that we have in total, and there's a total of 36,000 chats. So Pokemon conversation chats made up more than 40%. Tears of the Kingdom made up more 30%. Again, this makes sense because I did more Tears of the Kingdoms and Pokemon streams. What is interesting though is Doki Doki Literature Club also has one of the higher amounts of chat. Even though I streamed Doki Doki Literature Club twice, it's up there. No one really talked during Turnip Boy Kimmett's tax evasion. There's not a lot of chat in karaoke live loops, etc. And so basically, what I do need to do here is I need to make a ratio of chats to the number of streams. So that would give me an average number of chats per stream. And perhaps this is more of an indicator of how often did I make an effort to try to engage or include you, or vice versa. How often did you make an effort to engage in the material? So very, very different analyses that we can pull here, but still very, in terms of looking at all the stuff that we did once, I think this is very telling about what games are good for me to stream that I can have a conversation with you about. Doki Doki Literature Club seems like it's a very good balance of I can talk to you all. And so maybe visual novels are the way to go. SD, do not apologize. You have a life to live. You're totally fine. Also, City Skylines is also a game that Tetris, apparently, is another game that I can have conversations with you all about. I think this year I might do some more Tetris as well as my game. Also, monetization stream, we had some good conversations. We had a lot of good conversations during monetization stream. And of course, VTuber debut was a lot of conversation, but I would say VTuber debut in terms of total messages by users is very different because many people came to that. That was like 80 people. And so there was a lot more conversation that was being had. So there also needs to be another metric that says number of chatters, unique chatters per stream instead of repeated chatters. And the color gradient in each of these streams represents the number of people that were unique users. And so of course there's too many sometimes to be able to actually differentiate, but the color gradient and the number of times the colors shift in each of these bars indicates a new individual. So in short, what content did you all chat the most on? Pokemon, because I did that the most, and I will make a ratio at some point. Maybe the next iteration of this next year, when I do this, we'll have a new version with new data, with new ratios. So let's talk about, based on content area, who chatted the most. So in terms of Pokemon, Vijeo was the person who chatted the most often. If you look at this list, this is the number of chats sent by content area and who was the #1 chatter. So Vijeo, Elias, you chatted a lot, the most during Pikmin 4. Congratulations. Tetris, Vijeo, Turnip Boy Kimmett's tax evasion, Vijeo. SD, you said a lot during Slime Rancher. And it's not clear if Vijeo was not at those streams. So maybe during Pikmin 4, Vijeo was not there. But yes, there are other people on here. So SNES, you talked a lot during Unrailed. You also, Choco Milk Tea, if you're here, you say a lot during karaoke's. Rekko was here during Uno. Terry was here for the CodeX Zatsu. Black Flame for Pico Park. Like, yeah, there's a lot of folks. So I thought this was cool. Like, you all get to see how much you chat. So you see, like, this is exciting. Like, you all are so cool. You all are so supportive. And like, regardless of whether you give monetarily or whether you give like your time in chat. Like, I appreciate it. I clearly can notice and measure the metrics. And so, again, I provide this context. I wasn't here till a bit later, which makes sense. Yes. And so some of this is like the content that we did put out is like people who have been here from the beginning and have been consistently there. So yeah, I do keep, like, I can now count how often people are in chat. Okay, but Zhuni, what about each stream? I don't care about, oh yeah, Ben, you're up here. Ben, VTuber birthday. You were here for my birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Ben, for being here for my birthday and chatting the most during my birthday. Yeah, I'm a lot for Pikmin 4 since I just found you mid-2023. It's a funny time. Okay, so this is now broken down by content area, but I had 81 streams that were included in this study. So who chatted for each stream? So this is every single goddamn stream, at least 81 streams. And so now let's see what happened and who engaged, like not who, but where were the most chats? Of course, for my VTuber debut, there was the most chats. Now, the way that we can consider this is there were the most people. That was 81 people. And so in the VTuber debut streams, is people spam a lot of hearts, people spam a lot of like, wow, emotes. And that's what comes out in the VTuber debut streams. And that's probably why the number of chats in the VTuber debut is so high. The next highest stream is Pokemon Violet, actually working on the plot. And this is when I was still very, very new. This is like my first stream. And so for my first stream, people were pretty engaged. We had a total of 908 chats during that, messages sent during that stream. And then the off collab. So in terms of time, I can't do it by time. I'll have to manually do all that. But in terms of time, the off collab is the next time that we get the most engagement, and which makes sense. That was a really big collab for me and Ayla. And so to have 898 chats during that stream makes a lot of sense. And then after that, we have the Doki Doki Literature Club stream, which has 790 total chats. And of course, then it just gradually decreases. Surprisingly, the cycling stream is up there with a lot of streams, with having a decent amount of chats. But we also have to remember that stream was like 6 hours long. That stream was 6 hours. So if we think there's 717 messages in 6 hours, that's roughly 100 messages per hour, which if you think about it, is not as great as like the off collab. So the web scraper, I know I can't, like I'm working on the web scraper. It's not working well. Now let's go all the way to the bottom. Oh shoot, it's cut off over here. Let me go to the bottom. Let me turn studio mode off and let me move the bottom of the screen. Okay, that one. Crom. Okay, Crom. Oh, that's me. Zhuni, don't move. Okay, you know what? I'll read you at the bottom. So the very, very bottom is with the least amount of chats is It Takes Two, Parental Therapy with Ayla Yew. That one had 44 total chats. And then after that, we had the Gorilla Free Play Hour, Piano Hour, which had 157 chats. And then the Pikmin 4 Last Cavern stream had 158 chats. Now the reason I think that one had such little chat was because I was fighting a boss. 2, that was a short stream. That was like a 9 a.m. stream. No one was awake for that stream. Patrick, I'm glad that the cycling stream was your first Zhuni experience. I feel like it's a very typical stream. So, you know, but then we also have down here the Stanley Parable Deluxe. This is a more recent one. I love office work and spreadsheets. That's also down there on not having a lot of chats. So of course we can figure out like maybe what's down here, why there's so little chats for some of these streams is like, maybe there just wasn't a lot of following, maybe there wasn't a lot of people there. And for this, I need to be able to pull data on, like to get a better metric of how many people to chat, I need like actual views. So basically, to be able to do some of this more accurately, I need total views, or some other numbers. The discussion. You are wild. I don't understand why the cycling stream was like your first Zhuni stream. That was like my, I still bike every, like I bike every other day. So my biking schedule is Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and then I take a 2-day break. So yeah, I'm training right now. I'm trying to just stay in shape. So Minecraft is at the bottom. Minecraft is way at the bottom. The Minecraft collab with the whole CodeX. Minecraft is 174 people in total, or 174 chatters. And of course that makes sense because that was a collab stream with the rest of CodeX. And so if we were if we were streaming CodeX stuff early on, we probably had a shared base of audiences. And that would mean you all are probably, the shared base of audience was chatting in other spaces, being like Ayla's or Blair's at the time. So with that, there's a lot of interesting stuff that I can pull from here. Of course there is, and like in terms of like planning my content for the future, we've already talked about that. Like nothing's really changing based on these metrics. Really, if anything, maybe I stream for longer and I get more people if I want more chat engagement. But also, I appreciate you all. Like I really appreciate you, and regardless of how many people chat per stream, folks are here. And I still go back to the Katamari stream. You all kept checking, like, is he there? Is he alive? And I would still stream if no one was there. It's hard, don't get me wrong, but I would still stream even if no one was there. But you all showed up and you were all like, Zhuni, where are you? So I appreciate you all greatly. And I show these metrics not because like, oh, you know, like chat more, chat to your degree of comfort. But also thank you, Apollo. No, why did you finish streaming, Apollo? Oh no. But at the same time, you've all done a lot. Like you chatted a lot, and like, even going back to like who is the most like top chatter, this is not to be like to diminish everyone else, like you all should chat more, but also like just to recognize the folks who have put in that extra effort to be at streams and to chat and be present. And so I just want to make it clear that this is something fun. This is not like, oh, this is not a competition. We are not going to make this a competition of who's going to chat more, because if you really wanted to, you can spam, but also I will ban you, or I will time you out, SD will time you out, and that's not how you're gonna get more, like, if you really wanna get on the list, like, that's not the way to do it. Just be here and be chill, be present. And you can also just watch. Yes, it does help if you chat, but yes, all that aside. So let's go back to chats by stream, again, but by color gradient representing active chatters. We've already gone through we've gone through this chat. Do not make it a competition. But yeah, this is the same graph that I showed you earlier based on how many people engaged, total streams. And so yes, that is this chat. Now, the other thing that I did was when I first started going through this data, also, sorry, if you have never checked out Apollo, please do check out Apollo. Apollo is wonderful. He has just such a big heart. And also just caring about people. We're gonna pause for Apollo. And like, Apollo's the real golden retriever of VTubers. And so please, if you haven't checked out Apollo, he has an amazing voice. He has very creative content. He's very fun. He's doing an Undertale playthrough right now. And I have a lot of fun just sitting and listening to his Undertale playthroughs. Also, he is very organized with his content. He has like a large ongoing plan. So if you have not checked out Apollo, please check out Apollo. Also, Apollo, when he tells his raiders, I need to do this practice as well. But Apollo, before he goes on raids, he says, please be on your best behavior. Don't talk about me unless they ask, but also make it brief. Apollo truly does care about supporting and making sure the people that he raids in his community is like warm and open. And that is truly something I hope that we can emulate here. So yes, please do give Apollo a hello if you can. Yes, shut up, you deserve it. So yes, anyhow, so we've done chats by stream in color gradient. Posted a screenshot, was sweating, discovered a port. Oh, you're okay. You're okay. So, okay, the next thing that I did. Now, as I was going through my data, I was trying to figure out, like, what are some common themes? And this is before I was like, let me do this as a structural topic model. I was like, what are things that happen pretty frequently in chat? Like, what am I curious about that you've all talked about? And so I went through some of the chat data and I was like, I wonder how often the green heart is used. I wonder how often my Oshi mark of the bar chart is used in chat. I'm also curious of how many times you said that I'm muted. And finally, how many times have we said Zhuni? How many times did the Riz thing die? Did the Riz thing die? And so this is very overwhelming. Let me start with, this is an incredibly overwhelming chart, but let me simplify it and break it down. First, each bar chart, each one of these is a stream. So this is every single stream that we have done. And what I did was I did a count of how often particular words were used. So for example, I did a count of how often the bar chart emote was used, which is a simple colon, bar chart, colon. And I did a search of string detect, count how many times bar chart is used. I also did a count of how many times green heart is used. I also did a count of how many times mute, the word mute was used, because I'm muted pretty often. I also did a word count on Zhuni, Riz, and how often wave was put into the chat. And so looking at each of these, the axes are all different. So because I wanted to make sure that you could actually see how often it was used. So let's go to the one where green heart. So poorly planned, the green heart is yellow. So green heart is often used. It was used 30 times in the music gorilla piano playing hour. It was used often in the monetization stream. It was used often in the karaoke stream, another karaoke stream, debut 2.0 stream. It is used very often during karaoke streams, which makes sense. Like, you all are cheering. You go for that green heart. Absolutely. How often was Zhuni said? Now, generally, Zhuni should not have come up until probably a month after I started streaming, or a couple weeks after I started streaming, because I was trying to figure out how we want to sign off. And then I think Vijeo actually was just the one who popped like, how about Zhuni? And so Zhuni, you can see, was not used very often in a way out, number 4. Over here, we have this at 4. But we also have metrics where Zhuni, let's find another good example. 5, over here we have 5, 5, 5. Yeah, Zhuni is only used like 6 or 5 times in chat. So not used very often. And then waving is also a pretty regular occurrence. So really these regular occurrences are, this is a count of how often these things are used. And I did at one point have a count of like how many times these things were used. And I realized there's so much other stuff to talk about for today's stream that I'm not gonna focus on just these counts. I'll put those numbers out later at some point. Like I'll post like a graphic that's like, this is how many times you all said Zhuni. And I'll make like a cute infographic version of all this stuff, because you know, we should get our juniors in review. So this is all that information here, but just a really big graphic. Now, before I get into the next section, this is a big methodological conversation. This is how I sorted through and made topics for different themes that you had in chat. I'm gonna be frank, I don't do math. I do qualitative work, but I do know how to code and do data science things. That does not make me a quantitative scholar. That makes me a qualitative scholar who is lazy and wants to automate his work as much as possible. And so the method that I used is structural topic modeling. Now, to understand structural topic modeling, I did read a paper on structural topic modeling from the guy who made the structural topic modeling the package in R. But, you know, why recreate the wheel when you can have someone else talk about it. So Ashley Tang, a grad student with 35 subscribers, has kindly explained structural topic modeling. And she has this wonderful chart here. So citing Ashley Tang, shout outs to you, Ashley. You're doing great. I don't know where you are. Thank you for helping this VTuber understand structural topic modeling. You're doing awesome work. You had a really great diagram, and I used the diagram, Ashley. So thank you. Thank you, Ashley. So yeah. So basically, all I'm gonna say about structural topic modeling is most quantitative measures of understanding of making topics is basically an algorithm that predicts how likely it is that different words appear with each other, in addition to a dictionary of words that are generally associated with each other. So for example, when I did the sentiment analysis for the 1K stream, that sentiment analysis used a dictionary of words to code particular words with particular emotions. And so oftentimes there's dictionaries like that that are connected to these packages to be able to create topics. And so what I caution with these topics, and this is also what I say, is it's important to have human coders, and why even though these methods exist, even though ChatGPT can also code things, you cannot take away the human out of those processes. At the end of the day, these are finding likelihoods that words are associated and stringed together. And even though this is a more complex algorithm that measures and calculates the likelihood in different ways, at the end of the day, it is still lacking the context of human interpretation. And human interpretation is going to read things differently. For example, if you all decided to say like you're being sarcastic in chat, like when I'm playing a game and I can see you're sarcastic, I can understand that sarcasm, and I can say sarcasm. Yes, not necessarily these codes can pick that up. And there are some tools out there that can be used to automate the coding. Andrew, we're almost at the interesting part. But I have, if you reverse the stream, there are some interesting findings already. But we're currently talking about quantitative ways to code through qualitative data and some of the pitfalls. And so as you are coding through these data using quantitative measures and algorithms, and you don't have a lot of transparency in the process as well. And so that's why I still try to hand code all my data. And what I still try to do is, even though the structural topic model made models or made topics, I can still say I have to provide interpretation as to what this is. So here are some of the topics that were introduced. I asked the algorithm to make 30 different topics. This is only 9 of them, but I've shown you an example of these 9 to show you like what happened. So what I did afterwards, after I ran it, basically I ran 217 iterations until it came to a very small margin of error. And what I did after that was I printed off the 5 statements or 10 statements that were most closely associated with each topic. And so from there, we get these boxes that say, okay, that tell us what are some of the most prevalent quotes from each of these topics. And this is where the fun starts for us. This is when we have to go in and make sense of the data. This is where we get to go in and see like, okay, topic 3 says, hey Vijeo, hey Jade, hey, 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 hey Teach, hey Black Flame, hey Zhuni, hey Blair, hey Juniors, hey Chance, hey Rain. So then I get to go and be like, okay, what exactly is topic 3 talking about? Topic 3 is basically greetings, hello. Or we can go to topic 6. Today was fun. Thank you for the stream. I had fun today. Thank you. Super fun stream. Thank you for the morning stream. Thank you for stream today, Zhuni. Topic 6 can easily be categorized as thank you. We appreciate you. And of course, topic 9 is meet the whiz. So while of course I can go through the data interpretation process, and I have, I also thought it would be fun to say, what do you all think? Like, I have all 30 topics written out. I have my topics and my ideas. And so, yeah, you can read through these and be like, sure, what are some of the some of the similarities. And so, for example, like stuff like topic 5, you still got the Master Sword ready for Ganon. Riz Master sadly can't stay. Oh, I got it left off. So you got a Prison of Slimes. Stay safe on your flight. He's got the Master Sword. Topic 5 does not make any sense to me. I have no idea what this is trying to capture. This just seems like a bad topic. And so, like, I don't understand the connection between the Master Sword and the Prison of Slime and my flight. Like, these are very, very different streams. And so during this process, I was like, maybe, do I need to separate the structural topic models by like actual stream and say like, okay, I want a structural topic model just for this stream. I might do that. That is something I might do, and then be like, okay, based on these streams, like what are some of the concepts that they have? But also, I just want to say, we don't get into best girl arguments often, but topic 7 is specifically about Monica, best girl. Mifa, best girl. I don't give a Yuri, best girl. Quote, best girl. Yuri, best girl. Monica, the best. How is it a happy ending if Monica... Best girl is a legit topic. I don't know why. It's not even frequent, but you all said best girl enough where it was like, oh, this is a topic now. Like, you all are passionate about your best girls. I'm here, look, I'm here to support you. Also, my other favorite topic, hold on, let me scoot you over here. Topic 8, he's back. Father, sorry. Welcome back, SD. 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 There's a whole topic dedicated to welcome back, SD. And I think that is like one of the sweetest things in the world. Like, you all have welcome back, SD so many times that the topic modeler just made it a whole topic of welcome back, SD. And I'm here for it. I love it. Like, I love the love for SD, and I just, it makes me so happy. Like, SD truly best mod, currently only mod, but like truly the best. So if you have never done so, say welcome back to SD, because SD works too goddamn hard. Also, in regards to topic 7, I think we will do a best girl stream. You know why? As long as you all submit your best girls, I will do an objective. Let me look at your best girls and I will rate them. We'll make a tier list for best girls, because clearly this is something you all are interested in. And as streamer, I should cater to your interests at times. Also, in regards to analysis, perhaps I can scrape some Wikipedia pages where I can get some information about each of these best girls. And we'll pull together an analysis on best girl. Also, truly SD best girl. Also, let's see what else we have. So, other topics that we have, topic 3. Excuse me, basically just greetings. Hey Chance, hey Rain, hey Zhuni, hey Juniors, hey Blair. Oh my God, excuse me. Hey, like there's a lot of interest. Topic 4, good luck, good night, good day. These are greetings and these are like good wishes. So hopefully you had some time to like read through this. There will only be violence. I'm here for violence and chaos. Moving on. Okay, here's the next set of 8 topics. So topic 9. This is a very easy one. Meet the Wiz with the Riz. Prepare yourself for the master of the music and the Rizzler of heart and soul. This was Scotty. Originally, Scotty said this and started this. I think also Chance. It was either Chance or Scotty, and they both ran with it. It stopped after a bit, but it was said enough where it became a topic. It did die off. I'm not going to stop you all if you want to continue doing it, but it was said enough to become a topic. Topic 10 is goodbyes. Blair is also included in this. Yes, Blair is gone now, but this is also did become a concept. This one, topic 11 is a bit confusing. I don't know what topic 11 is about. You guys can either call me Grave or Caden. I'm okay with either. Okay, noted. Okay, last race. Okay. It was actually 10 board. I think topic 11 I didn't categorize it, but I think topic 11 is supposed to be literally okay. Topic 12 is take care. So taking care, and this is basically good taking care, best wishes. Topic 13, I don't think there was any like relationship in between that. My favorite pancakes are the big fluffy ones. I had one when I was in Japan and it was 10 out of 10. The Lin-Manuel Miranda effect is long stretches of half-speed singing with one solid portion of chorus. If Link has one, I'm sure Mifa has. Like it just doesn't connect. There's no connection between topic 13. Topic 14, I think that Zhuni should be to let everyone, it'll be a surprise. He won't let that go. Again, this one doesn't make sense. I don't understand what was categorized here. Topic 15, check out the gold bar. I zoned out cooking kimchi fries. It says the stream is going on for 4 hours. Again, not going, like, I don't see the connection in those themes. And then topic 16, love, love, love. We need a compilation of Zhuni no context nyas. Zhuni, I'm about to go to sleep. Have a nice sleep. You need to know that we love you and you can do it. I just said just now, burned out, the interior is sublime. Like topic 16 is just, it does, again, not a lot of connection there either. So a lot of these just did not get connected. Topic 13 is, one. That makes sense. That's so like, even if there is a relationship between one, like the word is one, like it doesn't give any significance. What is the significance of one? Is it provide contextual, cultural context? 14, even if it is just like LOL, like actually, I will think back on LOL and number 14. Topic 14 with LOLs, I think it'd be interesting to separate all the LOLs to understand why you all LOL, and figure out what the LOLs are about. Yeah, I'll take a look at that one. Let me write a note for myself to look at topic 14 and the LOL. I need a scrap piece of paper. Where is my scrap piece of paper? I have so much scrap paper. Oh, I have a notebook. Topic 14 is LOL. LOL. Topic 14. LOL. Okay, so I've made note of that. All right, Glint, that is topic 14. Okay, so next, topic 17. Okay, I think topic 17 is by far one of my favorites. It's just true. That's true. True. So true, King. So true to life. True. Which face is your favorite? That's true. True. Topic 18. Zhuni Pog. Judy. Hello, Professor Judy. Bye, Judy. Hey, Judy. Psst, Judy. Hi, Zhuni. It's all Zhuni. The only commonality there is getting my attention. Zhuni. Topic 19. On my way. Fight. I'm curious about the thought you started on why you want it. Like, Topic 19 doesn't have a lot. LOL. Heh. LOL. Ha. See, okay. So, SD, with that is context that we can't get the algorithm to pull though. Like that's stuff we understand in terms of our speech and context, but in terms of the chat, like in terms of the topic modeler being able to differentiate that, we can't. And that's why it's important we still have human interpretation. And so topic 20, this was a very relaxing stream. I loved your biking stream. Thank you for the stream. Thank you so much for the stream. Thank you so much for the stream. Topic 20 is by far one of my favorites. It is thank you for the stream. Topic 21, it looks yummy though. I kind of like the shape as a personal reason. It looks like a Catholic library, meaning it's really just for monks. It was good, just remember to look out when you say she. That seems to be the sound you struggle with the most. Make them buy something. People are more likely to buy something if they have to go to the bathroom. That sounds kind of exciting. I'm ready to hear about the results. I feel like Twitter isn't as good for marketing. You can just feel that behind Monica's cheerful personality is a whirlwind of malice. So topic 21, not a lot of connection. Even if it is like a common word that connects it all, it doesn't make sense. And what comes out of this structural topic model is we need to be able to make sense. Of course, with all 30, the reason I picked 30 models is because I wanted to get it really, really specific. Rather than having broad categories which are difficult to interpret, I wanted specific categories that were more interpretable. Yeah. I remember. So if you want to say who you were, who said the chat, you're more than welcome to. So topic 22, the instance of this game sucks in that your performance and the luck was not preferred, not that the game itself is a bad game, still a valid statement. Yeah, this is the part of the game that makes, the only part that always makes me a bit queasy. I'm just wondering, I really listen to modern music. Has modern music really stopped with the 4-part lead? This is in Pokemon. Pokemon games really make me emotional. Music in games hits different. Zhuni, what is your favorite Pokemon game? The English voice of Zelda always seems low. Topic 22 seems to be about games, but also it's so broad in the types of games. Like the model captures Pokemon, Zelda, and just games in general, but also captures like the conversation around music. Topic 23 is very simple. Zhuni, sleep well, rest well, etc. And topic 24, who is the Rizlord professor I've never seen before? Most masculine onion I've ever seen. I've never seen that movie. This is the calmest Pico Park I've ever seen. I haven't seen it. Topic 24 is basically just I've never ever, like, period. Topic 21. Oh, that makes sense. Let me read through more of topic 21, because if topic 21 is just opinions, that would be interesting to take apart. I'd be curious to learn more about your opinions. Like you said them in chat. I can go back and find them. It'd be interesting if it turned out some of the groups were dominant. Andrew, I got you in the next side. We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. But Andrew, I do have that analysis. So the last 6 topics. I don't think poison will slowly kill you. I think it quickly kills you. I think I know where he is. So I don't kill bugs. I don't. So topic 25 is I don't, period. And the commonality between all of them is I think, I don't, etc. Topic 26 is my recommendations is playing with people several times before getting used to the mechanics and reading through some of the items and stuff. Once you get to know what you're doing, it gets less scary. Honestly, it's kind of annoying that you got to find this random dude in this huge world to get inventory space. It's a 1 out of 96 chance to get Cheese Land. Oh no, Cheese Land! Oh my god, Cheese Land. Sorry. So yeah, there's that category for sure, Zhuni. Anyhow, we have all these other topics. And in short, I summarized all of them. Don't worry. I did not go through every single topic, but basically I came down to 14 topics that were easily interpretable and understandable. Because in the field of quantitative ethnography, what's most important at the end of it is you have an interpretable body of text. And yes, while these groups and categories are made, there's literally no point if they don't make sense. Someone needs to make sense of it to create that thick data. And that's why as chat and as an ethnographer and as academics, we are here to create meaning and to create sense out of this based on the cultural context. And that's why also you all are incredibly helpful. Like some of those topics I just did not pull. Some of those didn't make sense. And so of course, I did go through some of them and give you the titles. So topic 3 is greetings, good wishes, thank you, best girls, Essie, Rizwiz stopping by. But the question is, Andrew had asked, where did Andrew's comment go? Andrew, what did you say? It would be interesting if it turned out some of the groups were dominated by a single chatter. Now, the bigger question behind that is, what is the pattern of discourse amongst all of the data? Because we don't necessarily know what the pattern of discourse is. And most times we don't know what that pattern of discourse is. So what if we pretended that, let's assume that all the conversations that we've had together and all the streams that we've had together are a part of one larger piece of discourse or document that makes up the culture of Zhuni's streams. Because technically this is true. Even though content between streams differ, the body of content that I've created are all related because this is the juniors community. What happens in one stream does impact what happens in another stream. And it's safe to assume that is the case. So since that is the case, and since this is all the body of discourse in the general culture of the junior community, then I should be able to make a broader category that pulls all of these themes together into a network, an epistemic network analysis. And that means if I broke down all the streams, I can figure out what exactly is talked about in each stream and how related the topics are to each other. And that also means I can plot out all of the different themes we've discussed, and I can look at the themes and see how they are made. I can also create a measure of good fit, of best fit at the top using goodness of fits measures, and also pull in these themes. Unfortunately, for epistemic network analysis, I can only pick like 10 codes together. Also, how many times did Zhuni say I'll end you? That's what I want to know. So, unfortunately, I don't know how to collect my transcript data. That's the part that I can't get. I want to know how many times I've said particular things, but unless someone goes through and transcribes everything, I can't do that. I think if I get a Google API and like pay some money, I can pull all the transcripts like that they auto transcribe, and I might be able to get something, but that costs money. So I've talked about this before. I did this once during our Twitter stream, but the question is, how do you read one of these things? So what's the most important for this is 1, the size of the node. For in network analysis, the node are these dots. The size of the nodes indicates how often something was discussed. So for example, topic 20, thank you, was discussed a lot, versus sure/doubt was only discussed very infrequently. The position of the nodes is indicated by their semantic distance in relationship to each other. So for example, best girl is close to greetings, which means that in the chat, greetings and best girl was talked about honestly quite frequently. Like they were very close together in conversation. Finally, the distance between, position of the nodes, the thickness of the lines. The thickness of the lines shows how related the topics are to each other. And so now, even though we made all these topics, we don't know necessarily what the relationship between each of these topics are. But with an epistemic network analysis, we can try to plot the relationship. And remember, the structural topic model only does not necessarily give us a good way to figure out what the themes are. It doesn't mean it's completely accurate. We have to look through every single code, and sometimes it puts things that don't make sense together, and we'll have to figure that out. Also, all good SNES. I'll figure out a way to get transcripts at some point. Like it'd be really helpful because then I can contextualize everything that you all say. So anyhow, with an epistemic network analysis, we have a lot of power with what we can do, but we also need to remember our limitations because we use a structural topic model, that this may not be the most accurate coding, particularly because of structural topic modeling finding the likelihood that things are related to each other. So first, let's look at my debut. So this is the network for my debut. Let's interpret this model together. If we go back and look at the themes that we have here, the themes that I've selected are doubt, okay, good wish, best girl, greetings, thank you stream, SD, thank you, take care, etc. Topic 8 is about thank you SD. But in the topic of thank you SD, we also know there's other things. So you can see in topic 8 SD, it says he's back, he's back, he's back. Father, sorry, father, sorry. That means even though welcome back SD is one of the primary things, primary things discussed, there are other topics in the SD topic. Yes. And it's like in the debut discourse, like in my debut, it was apparently discussed pretty often. Take care, this is the buys. This is all the goodbyes. Best girls are still here. But what's most interesting in relationship is thank yous for the stream and thank you. Of course, while they are both about thank yous, they are strongly related to each other because they are appreciating. And I think that's what's most important to pull from this is like, even from debut, you all as a community are incredibly appreciative of the content, like of the things that we do as like talents and as idols. If we call our VTubers, let's just leave it at VTubers for now. Also in this stream, we also see that there's like good wishing. Best girl is kind of there. I'm pretty sure there was some conversation around best girl. So in the next one, I pulled the 1K celebration. Of course, we see again, thank you for the stream, but we also have good wishes and topics. And so again, like, you all are appreciative people. And yes, best girl is there, greetings, etc. Take care, etc. the monetization stream, we also see a very similar trend. So you can see in our big trend, like big streams, monetization, 1K, debut, we see very much similar in thank yous and appreciation, but also they share commonalities amongst the content that they have. So again, debut, 1K, and monetization. There are minor differences between doubting. So 1K celebration, I'm sure there's a bit of doubt, like, okay, sure, doubt. And also monetization, we focused more on some of these other things, because monetization stream, we had some other conversations like why you should give money and why you should fund this stream. But overall, like very, very much thankful. Now, I also pulled a more, is this the same one? No, these are different. I pulled a more, you know, Zhuni-esque stream, Mario Kart 8. And we have a lot of goodbyes. We have best girl. Now, what I really think is interesting is the relationship between the best girl topic and doubt. The doubt. Doubt is kind of small here, but it's bigger than the other dots, which means y'all doubted a lot. Fascinating. Doubt. Why would you doubt my Mario Kart abilities? Or is it doubting Cheeseland? Also, good wishes. Not as big here. But we also have okay. So it's still fascinating to see the pattern of discourse here. Lethal Company. Not a lot of conference. So remember that we didn't have a ton of posted chats for this one, but this was with Carrot, Ori, and Xander. And so here we get a lot of good wishes, good luck. Okay, just okay. And for some of the content that happened in that stream, I think all we really could say was okay. Yeah, that's it. And so I really enjoy this one because it definitely shows the doubt that you all had. But you told me to try really hard and have fun. And I respect that. Don't you okay me. I'll fight you. It takes two. It takes two. Look at the amount of doubt in take two. How dare you doubt my abilities? Maybe it was when I was trying to beat Ayla in games. Maybe it was you doubting Ayla's and I ability to work together. But there is so much doubt. And the relationship between greetings and doubt is ridiculous. Like everything else in this network is gone. Just doubt. How dare? How dare? Oh, I'm so like, but also it's pretty funny. And then I pulled Tetris because Tetris. For Tetris, there's a strong relationship between taking care and doubt. I have no idea why there's a relationship between that. I have no idea why there's a strong relationship between good wishing and okay. Like that truly makes no sense to me. I don't know what happened here. You all still are thankful. Again, notice no matter what the stream, you all are thankful. The thanking dot is huge. But you all doubt. Just as a bit of an offshoot, do you prefer notebooks or Python scripts? I tried writing this in a notebook. I like notebooks because I like seeing things, but also the scripts just make things run faster. Oh God. Okay. As I said earlier, I do a lot of things in R, and I work as an academic first. So if anything, I would like to have all the data in a CSV. If you can put it into a JSON, I can work with a JSON if you're gonna export it. But if you want me to like run it on my own, I can run it as a Python script. Anyhow, we digress. The Tetris one, like, I want to play more Tetris, and I will show you. I will get good at Tetris. I will get competitive at Tetris again. I have clicky keyboard. Listen to the clicky keyboard. See, clicky keyboard does not lie. I will get rid of. I got rid of my productive keyboard, and I have clicky keyboard. And clicky keyboard will guide me to victory, so I know what I clicked. I did not click A that many times. So anyhow, the last one. you know I love Pikmin, okay? You can't say we can't play Pikmin, okay? But what I find most fascinating is the Pikmin streams are actually very similar looking to the original streams, okay? Like when we go to monetization in 1K, there is a general trend in like, this is an average Zhuni stream. An average Zhuni stream will have greetings, thank yous, take cares, and SD. That is a general Zhuni stream. And if anything, we know what the norm is. And the norm is, thank you. You all are polite. You all are good people. No matter what, unless the content is Lethal Company, It Takes Two, Tetris, you all are pretty good. You all are generally good people. Okay. So let's digress from the content that we have. Let's look at chat. So first off, how do I pick what chatters to actually analyze? There's way too many of you to pick who I want to look at, whose networks I want to look at. And so the question becomes, what is the metric that I'm going to use to sort through chat? And so of course we have the top chatter by stream. And this gives us only X amount of people though. And we also have who are the top 10 chatters, period. And so yes, I did make this. Who are the top 10 chatters? Vijeo, of all the streams together, you are the top chatter with more than 4,000 chats. Give Vijeo a goddamn applause. This man has been here and chatting for goddamn 4,000 messages. Of course, next is SD. Next is Black Flame, Rain, Elias, Enyer, Octavia, Martin, SNES, and the Hidden Scotty. So these are the people who have all chatted, who are the top 10 chatters if we put all of the chats together. So yes, that means this is something important then. These are people that we can look at and say, oh, this is really, really interesting. Another way to look at this is a goddamn social network. Yes, I made a goddamn social network. Glint, thank you for the note. You are curious, Zhuni, how did you make a goddamn social network of all the chatters? Well, let me tell you, holy moly, I had to make some assumptions. So the first assumption that I made is that within a body of text, you are talking to the person who is at least 5 chats above you. So for example, looking at chat right now, also hi Ayla! Looking at the chat that we currently have, let's say Patrick says hi to Ayla. We can make the safe assumption that Patrick's conversation is related to Heroes, is related to Ahmed's, is related to Vijayo's, and related to SNES. That means if I were to put all these chats together, that would say Patrick talked to Hero, Patrick talked to Ahmed, Patrick talked to Vijayo, and Patrick talked to SNES, which means that I can put you all in some kind of networks. You all had some kind of semantic relationship to each other. And so, I'm sorry, Apollo. I use an SNES helper. And so the way that this network is organized is one, that the network does not necessarily indicate how close you are. Everything needed to fit. However, this is centered around Vijayo because Vijayo is the most, is the center point, as he had the most conversations. You can see that by the size of his dot and the darkness of his dot, but also you can see that he has strong connections to particular people, and the darker the line is the stronger the connection they had with another individual. So you can see that, or not stronger connection, but the more frequently that they chatted with another individual. So Vijayo has a strong connection to Rainstorms, often replied to Rainstorms, often replied to Black Flame, often replied to SD. They are all in the same window of discourse. You're all okay, SNES. So let's talk about Apollo. Apollo is in the corner here, and he has Eli. And so what this says is Apollo had a most often was in the same 5 lines of discourse with Eli, and which makes sense. Eli is a part of Apollo's community, and so sometimes it'd be like Apollo sends something and then Eli says something right after Apollo, or like let's say Apollo was saying something and then Mech Guardian said something. So that's where the line for Apollo comes in. And so we also see strong lines between SD and Black Flame. We see strong lines between Vijeo, etc. And then we have everyone on the general outside. And so this is like the people who are sometimes in chat, like they're here, they're not here. They're present, they're not present. And what I had to do is I had to minimize this to only the top 50 chatters. I originally had this made where it was, I want everyone who is above the median amount of chats, which is 8 chats, to be included. That got massive. And so to clean this, I had to just be like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna take the top 50 chatters. So this is the top 50 chatters. Also, Vijeo, this does not include when you changed your name. This includes a Vijeo Masher right over here, and then this also has a Vijeo Masher Iced Tea. And now I can't account for account change names. There is another column of data that tells me your, it's called account ID, and I can use your account ID to put all this together, but then I'd have to do like a left join and figure some stuff out. Also, Apollo, I'm just a big nerd. I'm just a big nerd. And I truly do enjoy this. And with the amount of time and energy that I put into this is truly like, I'm going to submit this. I'm going to work with an academic to submit this to a conference, because I have enough content here to be able to make an argument for a digital ethnography and reimagining what a digital ethnography looks like. But remember, the original question is, how do I pick people? So one, we're gonna focus on the people who are in the center of the network and most closely connected to the network, and also some of the people on the outside. I've also picked some favorites that I like because I can do that. So let's look at some of the user profiles. First, Vijeo. This is Vijeo's network of things that he has said. I've used the exact same codes that were used from before, and from this, we see that Vijeo has a strong relation. Okay, one, let's look at the semantic distance. One, Vijeo has greetings. Vijeo says take care. Vijeo says thank you. Vijeo says thank you for the stream. These are all closely related to each other. In terms of how far they are from each other, Vijeo, okay, so these are all created in terms of like one network, but we're looking at the relationship between each other. In all the conversations that you held with chat, you all generally had greetings far away from doubt, you had greetings far away from taking care, etc. So that means you didn't put them together, which means if you were greeting me, you did not doubt the greeting. which again, that makes sense. Like, it truly makes sense. That tracks for what a conversation should be. But what we learned from Vijeo's network, not a lot of doubt. Like, again, this doubt is very, very small. Look at the amount of greetings, topics, thank yous, cares, good wishes. Basically, we can say Vijeo's a very good bean. Very, very good bean. And very good guy in general. Also, I'm glad you're enjoying this. I really did have a lot of fun making this. Like, I had so much fun. I told you all last week and this week, I am so excited to make this, and I hope it shows. I'm glad I started stream early too, because I didn't know I'd be talking this long. I really didn't think I'd be going this long. Yes. So anyhow, let's talk about SD. So SD is sometimes here at the beginning. Wait, am I missing a graphic? I hope I'm not missing a graphic. No, I didn't. I did. Okay. So SD's conversations. SD is very passionate about best girl, apparently. Like, the topic best girl for SD is like, it's a pretty big dot. Like, let's go back. Like, this is how big Vijeo's best girl dot was. This is the size of SD's best girl dot. SD is passionate about her best girls, and we're here for it. Also, best girl is very strongly related to doubting, which is like, maybe when SD is talking about best girl with someone else, she doubts their best girl, which makes sense. You know, like when you all are passionate about your best girls, you're passionate, which is why we will do one best girl stream this year. And I want you all to send me your best girls and we will have a conversation. But also, amongst all those things, SD always does greetings. Hello, SD. And so I think it's important that we honor those things. And so you can see the rest of it is pretty faded, which means there's not a strong relationship between these things. But SD's network is very much about doubt, greetings, and best girl, which is good. Like we all know that SD is more than this two-dimensional plot. But it's also like, this is almost like a caricature of SD. Like if we took SD's funniest quality as like the best girl thing, like that's where we get. Also, hi SD. I appreciate you. Next is Black Flame. Black Flame has one of the more even networks. So if we look at Vijeo, who did a lot of thank yous, thank you for the stream and a lot of appreciation. If SD did a lot of best girl doubting and greetings, Black Flame had a very balanced out network between the two of them. Her patterns are, she does, like, of course she says thank you for the stream. She stays through the stream, but she also has a lot of doubting and best girls and greeting. And so, that, like, it's fun. Also, thank you, Black Flame. If you ever do watch this VOD, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time and energy. Rainstorms also popped up over here as one of the top users. And so Rainstorm's network had a lot of thank you. Very appreciative of stream a lot. And there's a strong relationship between that. Also, there's a strong relationship between take care and okay. I'm not sure what that means. And also with okay and good wish. I think Rainstorms might just use the word okay a lot. And I think I can figure out how often they use the word okay. I can just do a word search. But I thought this was a more interesting network because I wasn't exactly sure how to interpret this. Because like thematically, some of these things aren't exactly aligned. Elias, you are here because you made the top 10, I believe. You're down here. So you're number 5 on the top 10. And I think this is where I stopped. Elias's network is similar in Black Flames, and I think Black Flame and Elias's networks can very much be considered like the typical Zhuni user. The typical Zhuni user being like, we can get into fun conversations at times, but at the end of the day, we're all appreciative and thankful. And so I think what's like, as we go through these profiles, we can start to get a sense of who you all are. Like, who is our community? Like, what do you all stand for? And what I pick up from all of this, like, you all are just good people. And I think if anything from this stream of being a VTuber, I really do appreciate you all a lot. Now, I would also like to say, even though the content creators did not make the top 5 most sent messages, I wanted to go through some of them. I only pick content creators that have like a decent amount of chats in here, who I've seen stop by. So I will put this out now. Kara is not included on this only because my streaming hours are weird for her and she can't stop by all the time. And she has like maybe 7 messages. Not a ton of messages. And that's why Kara is not included on this. I have included other streamers who have done a lot more, who have time to be here. So first, this is Ayla's network. I mean, look, you can't say I can't do this and not include Ayla. Like, literal genmate. What do you want from me? Ayla's network. Ayla is also passionate about Best Girl. There is not a relationship between Best Girl and Doubt. Not a strong relationship for Ayla between Best Girl and Doubt, but she is passionate about her Best Girl. But also Ayla says thank you and is also appreciative. She takes care. She does greetings. Basically, Ayla is appreciative and good being. I will always say this at any opportunity. I appreciate Ayla. Ayla's amazing. Ayla's an incredibly supportive and passionate genmate. Ayla keeps me alive and functioning and on my toes, and I greatly appreciate Ayla. Ayla is incredible. Like, just support Ayla. Like, if you had to pick one person from CodeX, I'm not gonna be offended if you're like, Ayla, we'll keep Ayla. Like, if Zhuni and Ayla are hanging off a cliff, I would be like, I'm done, bye. Pick Ayla. Like, that is where we are. So all this to say, Ayla is in a wonderful genmate. Ayla, and like, I have literal evidence to show that Ayla is the best genmate. Look at this graph and see how she talks about people, like what kind of discourse she engages in. Like, she's just a good bean. What else do you want from me? So I'm just very lucky. You know, I can also be best girl. You know, we can talk about that. But truly, if you ever have to decide between an Ayla and Zhuni, bet on Ayla. Next, I've also engaged in chat on stream. And the reason I engage in chat on stream is because if you come to stream early enough and you see the first chat, I usually write, "Is this thing working?" And that's like the only thing you get from me. And the occasional So I made my own network. It's really boring. Oh, the reason why it's thank you is because most of the time when I write things on stream, it's, "Oh, Zhuni, thank you for being here." And of course that's gonna pop up. Like, that's literally all I write. It's kind of the only thing I write aside from, "Is this thing working?" Because, you know, I haven't had streams where I forget to push the go live button. Say, I think Say is currently on break. Say has been here since day 0, and I appreciate Say a lot. She doesn't pop in very often, but I think she has enough. So her network is mostly true and doubting. Do you see this? The truth and the doubt. That is such a strong relationship for Say, and which is a weird. This is probably one of the more unique networks, as that, like, she has true, doubt. Thank you for the stream. It's fun. It's fun. Ryus pops in here occasionally. Ryus is good friend. And his network is thank you for the stream. I don't know what his best girl topics are. I need to look into what this best girl topic is. But his network seems like a almost ordinary Zhuni stream, as like it is the greetings, the best girl, that thing, but also he is missing the other part. Like, so again, we're going back to like the norm. Elias, we have this part and this part. Makes up like most like the average Zhuni participant, but here, like, Ryus is very much just the thank you, take care, and the greetings, which I think also makes sense because when Ryus does his streams, he streams around the same time, so he like pops out and doesn't get to say bye. So Rabbit Sensei, you changed your name at some point, but I included both your name change networks. I don't know when this happened. Oh, that one's wrong. That one's wrong. That one should not be here. Ignore this one. Hold on. Rabbit Sensei. Okay. Present. Okay. Rabbit Sensei. That one was wrong. Is the best girl stream going to be a collab Zatsu? Ooh. I can get a panel of experts. That sounds like a panel of experts thing. I should get a panel of experts to help me with that stream. I will marinate on that idea. So Rabbit Sensei was in here a bit earlier. His network is very, very different. Like, again, if we look at the average, like assuming Elias and Black Flame are like your average Zhuni viewer, Rabbit Sensei's network is thank you, okay, and good wishes, which this makes sense because when we're talking about games on stream, he'll be like, that's a good game. etc. He'll give advice on the game. And I think he also streams during this time, so he pops in and says hi. And so it makes sense that his network is a bit atypical. So when you look at the content creator streams, they are different. Because they have different schedules, they have different ways of communicating and like engaging. And last night included TwigTuber, you gave me a raid one time. Your network, I'm sorry it's yellow. It's really bad to look at. It hurts the eyes actually. The way that I was not particular about the colors. It's basically coded in. I wanted everyone to have a different color network. So I knew it was a different network. But TwigTuber looks like the typical Zhuni viewer. And the typical Zhuni viewer being like this and this. If we go back, we have TwigTuber here and here. Now, findings. Of course, where's my goddamn picture? Picture, I believe in you. Okay, picture's not coming up. Basically, I want to caveat all of this with I use structural topic modeling to make my codes. And usually in the qualitative process, making sense of codes and grappling with codes is one of the most important parts. Also, Ayla, I'm colorblind! I'm legitimately colorblind! I'm sorry, I didn't know it was green. But anyhow, a lot of these codes need to be interpreted more carefully. So I would need to go through and read through and double check all the topics that were created to be able to make sure that I knew exactly what was going on. Usually in my qualitative data process and making sense of my data, I spend a long time just sorting through my data. And making sure I have good categories. This is the first time I've used an algorithm to sort through my data. And so I want to caveat that the structural topic model may not be the most accurate way of pulling all of the data, like being able to put this all together. The other thing is the codes that I picked. These are the codes that made the most sense. And I want to make sure that you all like I know this is not like who you are as people, but we can get that together. So with all that being said, yes, we have some challenges in methodology in terms of consistency, but I think the next time I do this with more time, given like we'll do this for another big event, maybe next year we'll see how things change. I can definitely say that you all are good people. There's a lot of generally, there are a lot of thank yous, whether it be to other individuals or to me. You all have been very, very thankful and across the board to each other and to me. And for that, I thank you. There's a lot of greetings, as always. This seems like a duh thing, but there are people who can just pop into chat and just say like, oh, you play bad, and then leave. Like, to know that there are a lot of greetings, even amongst each other, shows that this is a good classroom space and a good junior environment. And so I'm really glad that at the very least, I could build a space for you all to be able to hang out and engage with each other. And finally, you all are passionate about best girls. I don't know why. So much so that it actually was a topic that popped up. I really need to go into that topic and figure out what exactly is the best girl topic. But I will work on that. And I will figure that out. Again, I'm going to end on the social network analysis. But other things for the future. Uncomfortable topics. How many times did Zhuni cry on stream? I think I can tell you I've only maybe cried once. I don't cry on stream. I don't do that. Like, it's not that I don't cry. I don't get into enough topic matter that would make me cry. There are particular topics that I just avoid completely that will probably never be discussed, where it would evoke emotions where I feel like crying. I don't cry very often, even on my daily basis. I'm not saying you shouldn't cry. For me, crying, even like in my normal life, I've cried maybe like once or twice a year, and that is in my own privacy. And like, it's very few things that would trigger that. You cried just now. Okay. If you mean like crying on stream, like a serious, like I'm okay, you're like a joking cry, like a cry for help. Yeah, that happens often. Like the yeah, we can talk about that. But also that is a different analysis, and for that I need my own transcripts, which is hard. Some of the methodological challenges with this is I had to do some manual labor, and I'm still working on trying to pull together some more metadata. Metadata is more data that provides context to what we're looking at. And so I am, didn't I cry during Suika? I probably cried out of pain, not like serious cry, but like, you know, we suffered. Maybe we don't call it crying. Let's call it suffering. I hate Suika. That game's stupid. It's a very silly game. I'm sorry. But in terms of like what we can do with this in the future, my next goal is to be able to put together this content with the 1K stream. So I have all the data in both of those streams, but the next big challenge is how do I get that put together to talk about the whole VTuber experience? And that will be an interesting challenge, because I have me as like who I am as a VTuber and how I'm experiencing things. There's 2, how you all are experiencing things as chat. And then 3, I'd have to be able to tell a story about that together. And so that will be a super heavy lift. And I think if I can put all that data together as a project, that would basically be, that'd be a very big stream. That'd be a very, very big stream, basically. And I'd also need a lot more time, because even, I mean, like, yeah, first half of the stream, we talked about New Year's resolutions. But I think there is a lot of stuff that we can continue working through with this. And this is definitely a growing project as we continue to do things. Also, I hope you all are fully aware that I did pull your chat data. One of the things I should have done is I should have asked for your consent. And also, if you want me to private this because you don't want your information out like that, please let me know. Like, truly, just message me, say in the Discord that you want the video privated based for your own privacy. If this does ever go into like a conference proposal, I will anonymize everyone. Everyone will be anonymized for your own privacy. And also for like Zhuni's sake, like Zhuni ought to be anonymized. And so with all of that, yeah, there's a lot of potential for this. This is definitely an interesting body of research that needs to be done. There's a lot to be done here, and there's so much in terms of methodology and exploration of research that can be done. And I think there's so many other questions that I can answer. And I want to go back to the original research prompt, which is, what is the culture of Zhuni's chat? And I just want you to know that, like, y'all are good people, you know? And there's still so much, there's still a lot to discuss about our culture and like VTubing culture. And so, yeah, I had no idea you were conducting a full-fledged research. Now that I do, I'm more than happy to share. Oh, yeah, okay. Like, this was still very much a passion project. Like, I can use this for full-fledged research. I think the next step that I'd want to do, like, basically we've been iterating. This has been like, 1, we started with Zhuni's data. 2, we have chat data. The next piece of data that I think would be really important for triangulation is interviews. So like, if I really wanted to continue doing this research, I'd just start interviewing VTubers. And I do have ideas of what I'd like to interview VTubers on. There's a lot of topics, and I'd make it like if you want to make a research analysis stream, like, we can make a research protocol on what we talk about with other VTubers. Like, if I'm not gonna do this, like, if I'm gonna present this at like a con, or like if I'm working with someone to present this, then yeah, we gotta tighten this up. We gotta tighten this ship up. Yeah, like I can definitely like interview folks. I think it's important that we interview participants, like chat members. It's also important to get perspectives on other VTubers. We can also interview like managers. If corpos are willing to share like their managers to talk about managerial experience. Yeah, but that's also like a lot of secrecy. Like I think going back to even like my own brand as like analysis, understanding what goes on behind the scenes, this at the end of the day is an industry now. As much as people want this to continue to be something that there's a passion project that people love and enjoy, as with people things that with the way that things go with people finding and loving things, of course it's going to evolve into an industry. That's just the way things go. And in doing so, you lose some things, you gain some things. And I'm not here to say whether that's good or bad. But because of that, there's also going to be a curtain behind what is the secret, what is our secret sauce, what makes us successful. And I'm not here to find that. I am not here as like a business side, like what makes the secret sauce for a VTuber. My goal is to understand how people engage in this space. That is what I find more interesting. And perhaps in trying to find what makes this space interesting and unique, I do make and find what makes, like, I do make interesting enough content that people want to be here and engage in it. Like, sure, maybe these silly little networks help in topics, help me put together, like, what is the secret sauce? And I think the problem with that is like, is there a general secret sauce? No. There are unique aspects to each community. And maybe, you know, if Ayla's willing, I can just sit and like copy paste all of Ayla's links and we can make a comparison between like Ayla's community and my community, like of what you all talk about. That's fair and valid. I just have to sit through and copy paste every single goddamn link. I have to ask Ayla's consent for that. But yeah, I'm looking at it as culture rather than trying to find it as like a business strategy. And that's what makes me different as like as an academic. That's what makes academics different from entrepreneurs. I am truly here because I want to learn. I'm not here to make some money. I understand that for me to do research, like if I want to do good research and I want to like use tools, they cost money. And there's going to be a point where I say, I need money. For example, the Google API, like if I want to try to pull some stats on all of these videos and like time progression of all these things, I need the Google API and that costs money. And like I legitimately need research funding for that. But at the same time, like it is possible to do some of this without money, but time and like finding ways around things. And yeah, I'm very much interested in the culture. So if you have any Oshis you think would be interested in like me doing this kind of analysis, even for them, I'm more than happy to. The other thing I'd like to do with this is very much, this is a passion project. So you know how Ayla made Junior? What if Junior could talk? And what if Junior, you know, was trained on a ChatGPT model that was trained on your chat data? I think that'd be interesting. And let's say Zhuni got lazy one day and maybe Junior just wanted to take over. What if Junior just spoke and Junior could just respond to chat? Just saying. Basically, I think it'd be really cool if I could make a GPT model that was trained on your all's data to talk to chat. This is actually, I'd mentioned this originally to Ayla, but I think I'll try this now that I have everyone's. He would run the channel. You know, I would be fine. I would be fine if Junior just wanted to run the channel. Basically, whenever I go on vacation, Junior would just be like, LOL, ha ha ha, best girl. So that is a super reach for me. And the reason why I do these projects though is like I do enjoy learning. For all of these projects, I am learning something. For this, I've been using some of the things that I learned in my own work as an academic. I've been creating like for loops to automate making all of these graphs. I've always wanted to do a structural topic model. Yeah, I would always wanted to do STMs, and I just haven't found the data set to use it on, and I figured this is probably a good place to test it. So I don't think even in my own academic work I'm going to use structural topic modeling, but it is a very difficult task to be able to pull together a structural topic model and make it work. In this case, like I really had to be careful with how I interpreted stuff here. So yeah, with the structural topic model and like having Junior take over chat, would be basically just using the chat data. So with my assumption for the social network analysis of how you talk to each other, I'd basically just have to do a lag, I think. And I'd have to organize the data correctly for it to read into a GPT model, but it is possible. So look forward to that. Maybe we'll do like a GPT model analysis one day. And we can talk about why I'm not a fan of GPT models and why academia is generally not a fan of GPT models, even though GPT models are used in academic research. Again, going back to like some of my own qualitative backgrounds, like, and also understanding transparency in the methodological process. GPT models are essentially a black box and you don't know what's going on inside them. It just gives you an answer. And it's not to say that important research does happen in models, but like you don't know how you got there. Anyhow, whew, that is today's stream. I hope you all had fun. I certainly had a grand, goddamn good time. And stuff that you can expect for next week. Because of what we did discuss earlier in regards to my goals for this year, you will be getting more music analysis streams. And so with that being said, where is my plans for next year? Next, probably Tuesday. I'm guessing it's Tuesday. I need to make the waiting room after this. We're gonna do our first music analysis stream and we're gonna focus on Suisei's work. Again, I don't have a lot of context to Suisei, but I know that listening to one of their songs, I really enjoyed it a lot. Next, on Thursday, before I head off to France, we're gonna hang out with a particular French VTuber to talk about, one, teach me French, and two, learning about French culture and not being, you know, ignorant American. Oh yeah, you know, Junior, I'm ready for the Junior takeover. When Junior can take over the stream, I'm good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't think I have the interest to be an okay. Don't be an academic. Okay, my last piece of advice. This is just Zhuni counseling advice. It takes very special breeds of people to do a PhD. It takes very special people to just do like academia. Not everyone is cut out for academia. There are particular weirdos in the world like myself who somehow thrive in academia. Academia is painful. It is suffering. You think like VTubing's bad? I would say at times the academic community is just as bad, if not worse, than the worst toxic VTubers. It can be bad. And so, no, if you don't feel the calling to be a VTuber, and if research and curiosity doesn't call you in that way, don't do it. Like, go. If you want to do research, don't do it in academia. Do it in a think tank or something. It takes a very special breed of people to stay in academia. And I say that as like, I care about you. And like for the same thing as like, you would not drag your friends into places that you are not having a good time. Maybe I should just do like an expose on academia, because it's bad. It can be bad. Like, some of the top scholars in fields, they work on graduate labor, and graduate students write papers, and then faculty members take it as their own. There are plenty of horror stories out there about academia. And while the drama does not look the same as VTuber drama, it can also be as bad as VTuber drama. So yes, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, honestly, like, if VTubing worked out, and like I could drop academia, I could make enough money, yeah, I'd do it. But also, as much as I recognize the pains of academia, my curiosity is calling me. The freedom to do research and to build my own schedule is calling me. I love it. I love the research. Like, just look at my analysis streams. I love this stuff. I love it so much, and it just calls my name, and I don't think I could give it up. It provides me so much joy and so much fun, and like, you know, it's what I do. I'm not Zhuni without the analysis. But yeah, it's a good time. It's a very good time, and I don't expect a lot of people to do academia. Like, I respect so many of the people who finish their PhDs and walk away. I respect the people who are say, I'm quitting in the middle of this. Like, they choose to quit. It's not the circumstances where they said, I ran out of money, I ran out of time. Like, if they chose to leave academia, so much respect to you, because it is work to get into this place. It is work to break down the ivory gate. But when you break it down and you choose to leave because you recognize it is not healthy, it is toxic, it can be a terrible place, and you choose to walk away, there is respect to that. And they can find happiness elsewhere. Much like every other field, it has a dirty underside. But what keeps me in academia is very much for the same reasons. Like, I continue on in VTubing. I have fun. I care about there are people that I really enjoy, that I care about, that I want to help like do the work with. I really do enjoy this area. And like, it just brings me great joy. It brings me a lot of joy. And I think because of the joy, I can keep going. And like, that's the same thing here. Yeah, things are hard. We talked about it at the 1K stream. Sure, I could make a network analysis that's like, hey, this is why it's hard, you know? Like, I can go and make these networks for my Twitter posts. You know, I can do all those things, but at the end of the day, I don't need this data to validate my experiences. I don't need this data to validate what I go through. I do this because I care. I do this as a labor of love. Oh God, I said the love word. I do this as a labor of I generally like you guys. Sorry. Oh God, I do this as a labor of I generally like you all, not love. Ew. Sorry. Ew. I do this as a labor of I generally like you all, and I have fun with this. So I generally like you all. You are all generally likable, and I'm really glad you all continue to come to class. Hopefully one day, if you'd like to be a TA and teach the next generation of juniors, I'm happy to be here and continue that work. No, ST! Likable! Oh my God, I'm getting rid of you all. Hold on. Let me transition out. Let's go to just chatting. Transition. Oh, hold on. I didn't update something in the just chatting screen. Un momento. Shut up! I don't love you. I do this as a labor of I generally like you. Don't misconstrue my words. Don't you goddamn dare misconstrue them. I generally like you all. Okay, we're good. Shut up, I'll fight you. I'm not a Soon. You're a Soon. One day I'll be transparent with my feelings, and that day is not today, or tomorrow, or ever, actually. Maybe I just won't ever be transparent. Shut up. I'm not being a soon. I'll fight you. I need to send you. I'm getting rid of you all. Get out of my classroom. Get out of my classroom. We have other crap to do. Lots of crap to do, like going to sleep. Yeah, I'm here for the money. I don't care about you all. I'm just here. I want you to throw money at me. I need research funding. Absolutely. Give me all your money. Yeah. Yeah. Give me all your money. I think. Yeah. Money. Get it. Boy, do I love money. Give me your money. Oh man, I don't, I sure wish you'd give, yeah, that's right, those bucks right there. And I'll use them for research, and I'll use them for other stuff. Yeah, I platonically, mutually like you all, generally. Yeah. God dang it, she finished her stream 5 minutes ago. Why don't I shut up? If I just shut up, we'll be fine. But no, Zhuni can't shut up for 5 goddamn minutes. Oh my god. I'm broke. Yeah, I am poor researcher. That's why I have to do things for free and on a low budget. We rated... Okay, I guess, you know what? I guess we're doing this. We're gonna go say hi to Nova because it's been a while since we've rated Nova. I don't... Hold on 1 second. What? Why did everyone stop streaming? Why? Oh my god. Can people, like, stream longer? Can they not just end stream? Like, please? I'm struggling. Oh my goodness. Ayla. Hold on. Oh god. Okay, yeah, I can do this. I'm a big Zhuni. I can find someone. Yeah. Let's go raid Dad. We're just gonna raid Dad. We're raiding Dad. Say hi to Dad. Yeah, you know what? I'm sick and tired of you in my classroom. I need you all to kindly leave. And I appreciate you all. Very much so. Okay. We're raiding out to say hi to Dad. But again, I appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here. I raided Leola on Tuesday, so unfortunately we're not gonna do that again. But yes, because it's like a back-to-back raid. We gotta keep things fresh, you know. But I appreciate you all. Thank you. I hope that my love language is making charts for people, and if anything, my love language, I'm sorry, not my love language, my I generally like you language is making charts. And I made you all a lot of charts. So if that doesn't mean anything to you all, then I'm taking my charts back and I'm privating the stream. Yes, but thank you. After this, I will set up my waiting rooms for next week. And I will also set up some stuff. So please be on the lookout for next week's Suisei music analysis stream for a new year, new Zhuni, less complaining. And I'll make you an uwu graph. I'll do it. I'm sure there's an uwu graph out there. I'm gonna make an uwu graph after this. Bye, I'm leaving. We're transitioning. Get out of here.